As we welcome you to another edition of the award-winning Voluntary Reaction post-game extravaganza presented by our friends at the Griffin Law Firm. My name is Russell Smith. Thanks for tuning in tonight as Tennessee takes down New Mexico State by a final of 42-9 to improve to 7-3 on the season, setting up a monumental, cataclysmic, seismic final two games against Florida and Vandy. And I'm sure we'll be talking a lot more about what's going to happen in those two games than what happened in tonight's game. But we'll get into all of it. Walker Smith is here. Brett the Hulk Hollander coming in, as well as, it's funny. New Mexico State shows up on the schedule, and all of a sudden, Bear and Davy are nowhere to be found.
No. Someone just happened to be in Bloomington somewhere.
Funny how that works out, right?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Bear is sick.
He's got a stomach bug.
And Davy is in transit. That's what they say.
Those are the excuses we get on a New Mexico State weekend. You got to roll with the punches.
Well, we're going to roll up the sleeves and do the heavy lifting here on Voluntary Reactions. So we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. If you want to be on the show, as always, feel free to call in or text us tonight at 865-966-3435. 966-3435. Your phone number to get on board, as Tennessee today just kind of grinds it out. It's not terribly impressive. I'm not pulling my hair out about it. I'll be interested to hear the pulse, the tenor of the calls tonight, the tone, if you will. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, I was a little bit surprised on my halftime chat. I had a couple of really negative calls from people who were really upset with what they saw. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it was a great performance from Tennessee tonight, but I don't know that I really care. Because it's New Mexico State, and these types of games are just these types of games. Our team wasn't fired up for it. Our fans weren't fired up for it. I found my attention drifting very early in the game tonight, more focused on what was happening down in Tuscaloosa at times, and just generally scanning the internets and seeing what people were saying about it right now. But I don't know. Walker, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on what we saw tonight. Again, Tennessee 42-9. Congratulations, by the way. You cashed in a little money tonight, taking
Thank you.
New Mexico State in the 40.5. So it's congrats to those of you who
credit to Bob
made
on
that play.
One.
All right.
He encouraged us.
Big bucks, Bob.
Yeah, but I'm kind of there with you. It felt very businesslike. Like we all kind of felt like a chore to watch this game, which we hate for week 10 of a college football season. That you feel like that you would rather be doing something else than watching this football game. And it felt like the players took a while to wake up. We were up 21-0 early, but it didn't feel like we were firing on all cylinders like we want to before we go into Florida next week. Joey throws 2 interceptions. We have a couple miscues on offense. The defense looked pretty good. They held them to 3 points through 3.5 quarters, but it was a little disappointing we didn't dominate more.
All right, I'll be really interested to hear Hollander's take on this because he notoriously negative
very much
on the playbook from 1 to 3. Brett, your thoughts as Tennessee just sort of goes out there and out-talents New Mexico State tonight?
I mean, my vibes were already low going into this one. I'd been on the road. I'd been down in Chattanooga doing some other stuff. Got in late, and I was just kind of in and out of the room watching it. Didn't really care to see it. My focus was going to be on when George was going to get in on, and unfortunately, it was last couple of series. That was my main focus going into this game. I was hoping to get more of him. I was looking for some energy, and it was lacking there too, even from the coach. I mean, just seems like he was just going through the motions and just looking at the iPad, not really fired up, things like that. And then you're getting guys hurt, which you don't want that happening either. And so it was just kind of a tough day overall watching it. But again, low expectations going in for me, and doesn't really change anything for me. Watching any of that tonight, it just made it worse almost. So, yeah, I'll just answer the phones and smile and grin over here.
All right, call in and talk to Brett, 865-966-3435, your phone number to get on board, 966-3435. Yeah, we get to see George McIntyre a little bit. I know that was a talking point this week. Merklinger does come in for a quick cameo.
Yep.
He goes 3 and out, actually loses 2 yards on his one completion as both McIntyre and Merklinger finish 1 of 2 passing. McIntyre's goes for 17 yards to Cole Harrison, who promptly fumbles from behind. Tennessee was able to get back on it. I believe Deshaun Brame recovered the fumble there, and then we get the ball back with about a minute and a half to go, and they let him hand off a couple of times. So technically 2 possessions for George McIntyre tonight. And you know, I guess it's good that he got out there, but I don't know that we saw him play enough to really have a huge takeaway on that. And, you know, that's what you get when you're only up 21-3 at the half. And if Tennessee had handled their business and been a little sharper in the first half, maybe you're up earlier and you can get both Merklinger and McIntyre more playing time, but that didn't happen.
No, it was a sloppy first half. We can admit, I mean, Joey Aguilar threw 2 interceptions. One of them was a pretty bad gunslinging interception that we saw against Oklahoma, where he just overthrows his guy to a wide open free safety who's just sitting there waiting for it in the breadbasket. And we didn't look like the most talented team in that first quarter.
No, we finally get the ball after forcing a punt and immediately throw an interception that was, you know, not a great play by Kitzelman. Not a great throw, not a great effort by Kitzelman. Pretty good play by the New Mexico State defensive back. But then we hold them on downs and get the ball back, and we score 3 straight touchdowns. And you're like, okay, here we go. After that, here's how you ended the first half. Here were your 4 possessions in the second quarter: interception, punt, and then halftime. We got the ball back with like 10 seconds and couldn't do anything. So you're on the verge of blowing them out in the first quarter, and then you just don't.
It was a case of we went up 21, and it felt like the guys thought the game was over in the first quarter. Like, they go out there like, oh, we're up 21, we're just going to steamroll and run through here. Let's just go and do our job and kind of walk through. And then New Mexico State, their defense held up. Joey threw the bad pick in the second quarter. 2 punts where we just didn't look good on offense. Those drives where we punted, one of them was only 1 minute and 38 seconds, and the second one was only 42 seconds on the second punt. It just wasn't good.
So the ugly, I guess the good, you come out, you do score a couple touchdowns in the third quarter. You have the William Wright, he gets to one of the older, more respected players on the team, walk on famously on the field against Alabama in 2022. He's been here forever, gets the interception off the tipped ball and gets in the end zone. Like to see that, but and a lot of Perlotti flashing again.
Yeah.
So we'll have some things to break down. Let's get things rolling here. DR Vol up first tonight on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead, DR.
Hold on. Got to get him back.
No, he pulled a bear. You hate to see it.
I mean, we're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate here, evidently. DR, give us a call back. You got assassinated. You got blowed up by Brett. You got Brett blowed this afternoon.
It happens to the best of us. Sometimes you get detonated.
Yeah, it does. All right, we're going to try him again here. DR, way to dial back quickly, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm 0 for 2 with Brett.
It is. DR was last time, too. That is right.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, it's the connection there. I got to be honest with you, Russ. I maybe watched 5 minutes of the game. I watched Merklinger, and he looked about like our recruiting under Pruitt. Good.
Oh, no.
Nice reference.
Yeah. You know, you ever seen that video of the guy at the hibachi? He's just staring into the abyss.
Yes.
That was me. Yeah, that was me. I was at Wild Wings. Tennessee game was on, and I was trying to focus on that Alabama-Oklahoma game, and that was me just staring at that game. Like, those were two teams we should have beaten, and we can't win at Tuscaloosa, but hey, yay, Oklahoma. They did what we can't fucking do ever. And they go in there and do it, what? So, when's the last time they played Tuscaloosa? Century? I don't know.
I'll be interested to go back and watch that game and see. I just saw the scoring plays mostly, but I wonder what happened there, because there's part of me that wonders, is Oklahoma maybe pretty good?
They are.
They may be pretty good. Maybe we lost to a really good team a couple weeks ago up in Neyland. So I don't know. All I know is this, DR. If we don't beat this, excuse my language, but shitty Florida team, then I might have to reinstitute the nature walk. I might have to do it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. My nature walk will be in incoming traffic on I-40 if we don't beat this team. I mean, that would bring me out of the apathy state I'm in, guys. Just Oklahoma game was just so deflating. And maybe they are better than what we think. I will say, Russ, when you watch it, they did not let Ty Simpson breathe. I mean, they snapped it and they were on him. It was very impressive. That defense is nasty.
Yeah, they're good. And, I know it doesn't make our fan base feel any better about what happened a couple weeks ago against the Sooners, but you got to give them their credit because they're right there in the playoff hunt right now, and I guess Alabama is too. Like, there's going to be a logjam here. We'll see what happens in Oxford with Florida, but if you're Tennessee, I guess you're just it's one of those
you never feel good about this week.
About this next week?
Yeah, you never feel good about it.
Well, us that have been around for a minute don't, but I mean, we should. Like, if you can't beat them this year.
You don't play them again.
You're never going to beat them.
Yeah.
We'll see Haley's Comet twice before we ever win at the Swamp.
Northern Lights will be back.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. I just the apathy for me is just killing me. And now, again, win at the Swamp, you're fine. Now, I will say, if they come out and have a pulse against Ole Miss, I may bay with a toaster later. That's honestly all I got. Before I go, Brett, I've got a good nickname for me and you on VR, man.
Okay.
Since we can't connect, let's just call ourselves Max Gilbert. I'll hang up with you.
Oh, man. Come on. Leave the poor kid
alone. The guy was, 6 of 6 on extra points tonight. He doesn't attempt a field goal. Really? We're taking shots at poor Max Gilbert?
He's just out there doing his
kicker
job.
Ever.
Well, there was that one where we went for it on 4th and short early in the third quarter, and I'm thinking we had a chance for the 50-yard field goal on the cookies.
True. You got to kick the field goal.
Get out there and get us those cookies, Heupel.
We're looking for the cookies, Heupel. Come on. Heupel needs to be looking for the cookies.
How about my man Carson Gentle just tattooing that guy 3 steps out of bounds right in front of Josh Heupel?
Oh, it was so funny.
And Heupel just looks at him and does like the wire gif of Bunk, just looking at the guy and shaking his head and walking away.
I mean, he was like, "What are we doing in this game? We don't need to do that against New Mexico State. Hitting them late out of bounds, especially since that game. The really tough part about it is that it got rough in the second half, and that's what happens when you don't put teams like that away early. Is your starters have to keep playing in the third quarter, and 3 or 4 of them end up having to come off the field for various injuries. Like, it was not a good scene because you don't put them away early.
Yeah, I mean, Kitzelman, it looked nasty.
Yeah.
Peyton Lewis basically unintentionally diving into the back of his leg. Kitzelman clutching what appeared to be his left knee, and then there was a report, I believe, from Brent Hubbs, who was on the sideline, saying he was very emotional on the sideline.
Oh, I hate that.
Read into that what you will, but we all hate it, obviously. Florida, up early at Ole Miss. It's 14-10 early in the second quarter. Gators.
We came in here, it was 10-0. Ole Miss was cruising.
We'll keep track of that. By the way, just some context for that Oklahoma versus Alabama game. Ty Simpson in this game, 28 for 42, 326 yards, a touchdown, and an interception, and a loss. John Mateer, only 138 yards passing, no touchdown throws, only 23 yards rushing with a rushing touchdown. It was Oklahoma's defense.
Forced three turnovers.
Breaking news. 21-10
Yeah.
Florida
Yeah.
in Oxford.
Oh.
This is right on cue.
Yeah.
Right on cue.
Get
Florida
smashed by Kentucky.
figuring it out. DJ Lagway coming alive the week before they play us, of course.
I mean, I'd rather them look good this week than next week. Think about it that way. Maybe they get their big win out of the way if they take them out.
Is there just something in the air today where highly ranked SEC teams at home against teams that they think they should roll and just not going in with the requisite amount of intensity? Texas A&M takes them 2 quarters to wake up. Looks like Ole Miss sleepwalking a little bit right now.
Kiffin already coaching Florida.
Billy Gonzalez.
Hey, man, if he wins this game, maybe they'll give him a shot. You never know, but I doubt that. But you look at it, I mean, Texas A&M, they have Texas on the back half of their schedule. Who's their second game as well? Isn't it against, like, Georgia or Alabama or a really tough team?
A&M?
A&M, yeah.
They got
you got
Texas and
Who's the other team they play? I'll find it. But for me, for A&M, it felt like they might have
Missouri.
Missouri, a better team than South Carolina. It's small point, but
No, Oklahoma plays Missouri. I don't know.
I'll find it.
We'll look that up for you. 865-966-3435. The fan base not feeling it today. Look, I was telling Walker my halftime chat numbers were down by about half.
Yeah.
Numbers not exactly booming tonight. It is what it is. Fan base a little bit tamped down. We felt that certainly the past 2 weeks on Fan Run. We're feeling that tonight. Couple lines available. If you want to jump in, go ahead, take a shot. 966-3435. Yes, Brett.
No, I was saying it looked like the crowd even was leaving it at halftime as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you get with these games is just in a day and age where it's a playoff sport and everybody wants to be in the quote-unquote big games, these types of games, which have never been a ton of fun for fans, I think more and more people are just looking at them like, what are we doing? Why are we even bothering playing New Mexico State?
Especially this late in the year. I mean, speaking of Texas A&M, they have Samford next week. It's a nothing game. In the second to last week of the regular season, the most important time in November in college football. Like, if you're going to play these games, play them early in the year and get them out of the way, and then finish with conference games the rest of the year. Like, it's what happens at these schedule points where we have a big game against Oklahoma. We lose. Bye week, then New Mexico State. It feels like we don't have anything important to talk about or anything important to watch for Tennessee football for 3 weeks.
B.S. Osborne on the YouTube chat says, I don't normally agree with Hollander, but his summary of the game is correct. The Vols were not sharp overall, but we were way more talented than NMSU. I'm glad we weren't playing the Gators today. I feel like if we were playing the Gators, we would have had a bigger effort. There would have been more juice in the stadium.
Yes.
Not saying we would have won or we're going to win. I'm just saying that the team played down to the level of the opponent a little bit, and the fans created an atmosphere that was commensurate with the level of the opponent, which is – I'm not coming at the fans. I mean, we all felt that. Hijack Wife says, seemed like a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned Kitzelman.
Wendell Moe went out.
Wendell Moy. Oh, my God. That would be disastrous.
Yeah.
It would be bad. I mean, we weren't even supposed to see I think it was Perry was supposed to sit out this game, and he had to come in the third quarter because Moe went out.
Tyree West
helped
Sean
off
Bishop.
at one point. Deshaun Bishop banged up.
Yep.
Peyton Lewis was on the table getting work.
He limped off after that one.
Yeah.
His touchdown. Right?
Yeah.
Joshua Josephs, Jordan Ross sitting out tonight along with Arian Carter. And we haven't even mentioned
Oh, gosh.
the Boo Carter situation.
What the hell?
Let's circle back to that here in just a little bit. I want to get a call from Carson. Carson, you're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man, just trying to figure out what this means, if anything, that we saw tonight.
Yeah, no, I understand. Hey, you were so gracious to let me call in on the Twitter Spaces here during halftime. My Twitter is Booby Stooby, but I'm
Booby
calling in
Stooby.
over
Booby
Carson now.
Stooby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, number one, before we get to the game here, I think I was hitting on Arian Carter, Boo Carter, Josh Joseph, Jordan Ross. I mean, we started without all those guys, right? I mean, that's our SEC level defensive play here. I mean, so of course we're not going to play to the level that we've been playing all year, which hasn't been great. But what can you expect without all those guys?
I mean, like I said on the halftime chat at one point, Booby Stooby, think about the offseason here. Tennessee invests a ton of money, and so much of this is just like in the NFL, just like in Major League Baseball, it's asset resource allocation.
Sure.
How are you going to spend the limited amount of money that you do have on your roster? And we decide, okay, we're going to spend it on Jermod McCoy, returning All-American, great decision. We're going to spend it on
Gibson.
Ricky Gibson, returning budding star at cornerback. We're going to spend it on Boo Carter, another budding star at defensive back. And the trade-off is we don't have as much to spend on safety, right? We're going to skimp a little bit on safety because we're investing so much money on these other three defensive backs. Well, you don't have them.
You don't have to have a great safety at that point.
Yeah, McCoy's not playing. Gibson hurt the first game. Boo, complete non-factor. Sounds like he's going to be kicked off the team. So, I mean, this is just a terrible break for Josh Heupel and Tim Banks.
100%. And I'm gonna get off. This game just a little bit. So I've spent a lot of time in Knoxville. I played baseball. Won a Southern Atlantic Conference championship over there at LMU.
Yeah.
The Rail Splitters as a baseball player.
I like it.
And then went to University of Tennessee about 2016, 2017. So spent a lot of time in Knoxville myself, but my Lincoln County Falcons went up there yesterday to Powell and beat that ass.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Powell got beat last night?
Powell got beat.
39-37.
Where have I been?
Man.
Yeah. We outscored them like 25-3 in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln County.
We go up to Sevier County next week. We'll be in Gatlinburg next week to play the defending state champions.
Wow. What an upset. Logan Quinton, the Cookie Man, is in shambles.
Yep.
And so I don't know if you know where Lincoln County is, but we're damn near on the state line of Alabama, pretty much close to Huntsville, Alabama.
Wow.
We're closer to Huntsville. We're probably about 90% of people that live in Lincoln County work in Huntsville, Alabama. We're 20 minutes away or so. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you taking my call. I'm going to hang up and listen.
All right. Thank you, Carson. We appreciate it. Wow. I had no idea.
Booby stupid.
Wow. You want to know what else? I was just checking scores because I got to check the Central game. Central went up and beat Columbia, too.
All right.
A lot of changes around high school
Big
football.
win for the Bobcats.
Mm-hmm.
I can dig it.
I don't know what happened in the Catholic game. I'm sure we'll look at that later. We can talk about it when Bear comes back Monday.
865-966-3435. Your phone number as Carson drops off. That creates a line for you on the Voluntary Reaction post-game show presented by our friends at the Griffin Law Firm. You guys will notice it's Veterans Day week. We had the Salute to Service game tonight. I'm rocking my fan-run Salute to Service.
It's a great hoodie.
We honor the troops here tonight on Voluntary Reaction, and we serve the troops with the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. We appreciate all the veterans, armed service members who are listening to the show. I know there is some listening outside our country tonight online. We appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do. And remember, if you ever end up in a situation where you're facing adverse action from the government, whether you've been accused of a serious offense like fraud, assault, or DUI, or it's just an administrative issue, they're trying to force you out, you're having to defend your security clearance or license against adverse action, anything like that, the Griffin Law Firm is ready to represent you through that challenge. No matter the circumstances, if you're in trouble, they want to help. Let VFL Marshall Griffin and his team of experienced military attorneys make your problem their problem. For your free consultation, give them a call at 888-707-4282 or just go online to griffinlawdefense.com. Remember, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
I'll tell you, what positives do you think we had to take away from the night? Because I have two that I feel like both on defense. I think one, it's really two players. It's Ty Redmond and Prelati were the two standout freshmen out there on defense that gave me a lot of hope for the future for them. Those were the two standout guys on that side of the ball. And we've been really negative here early. We got to give those two guys their flowers, even against New Mexico State.
I think we controlled the line of scrimmage. We ran for almost 200 yards, could have run for more, called off the dogs, could have been well over 200 yards. Did not give up a sack today. Held New Mexico State to 27 yards rushing with no Arian Carter, no Josh Josephs, all the defensive backs out. We did what we were supposed to. We're the bigger, more physical team. That was obvious. Joey, outside of the second interception, was just an arm punt.
Yeah.
A bad decision and a bad throw. I thought he was sharp outside of that.
Yeah, he completed 74% of his passes, 145 quarterback rating, 17 for 23, 204 yards. Like
the throw to Star Thomas where he's getting sacked.
Yeah,
great play.
It was a great play. Just didn't even spin out of it. Just good footwork, kind of sidearms it to Star. And then it was good to see Star get a little more shine. I think it was the first time they said it on the broadcast he had his longest run or longest play since the UAB game tonight. It was a guy who early in the season we thought was going to be a standout, kind of disappeared when we went into SEC play, and it was good to see him get some touches and look pretty good, especially if Deshaun is banged up heading into next week.
Freaky Foxy on YouTube says, our pass D is absolutely atrocious. Sam Hammett says, worst defense I've seen at Tennessee in some time. Very positive tonight on the YouTube chat.
9 points.
DR says, we saw Gilbert out at the bars in Nashville last Saturday night and told him to make his kicks, and he cost us the Georgia and Oklahoma game. Ugh. I have no remorse, and he should have been kicking, not getting smashed.
Dang.
Really?
It's personal with DR.
We're going up to Max Gilbert. We're accosting him in public.
Oh, man.
Berating a kid. He's like 20 years old.
You know. I mean,
most accurate kicker in school history.
It's one kick, man. Like, it happens to the best of them. Justin Tucker missed important kicks down the stretch of his career. People miss kicks.
DR did text me after he called and said, tell Walker and Russ defending Gilbert's because he went 6 for 6 is like saying you got laid over the weekend and it was just from a wet dream.
Oh, man.
It was like 2 months ago, man. Like, there are a lot bigger problems on this team than Max Gilbert.
Ole Miss now up 17-14. What?
I guess I must have reviewed something and gave it back
or
to
the ESPN score bug was just wrong.
Yeah,
I'm not watching the game. I'm just watching.
Yeah, I was confused too. I saw
well,
that.
It's still a tight one down there in Oxford.
Yeah, and also Texas, Georgia is underway. Georgia just went up 7-3.
Let's get some random guy in here next. Rando, you're on the voluntary reaction. Go ahead.
Hey, guys, just keeping it current, Alabama missed a field goal that was a hell of a lot closer than 45 yards.
They certainly did.
Cost them the game, and Texas A&M doinked one off the upright from frickin' 7 yards. So, I mean, there's that.
Kicking is hard, man.
Kicking is freaking hard. It's an oblong-shaped ball. It bounces freaking weird. So, look, today was a scrimmage. I mean, can we get off of the fucking defense for a minute here? Like, what, 5 starters sat? Boo Carter isn't even on the team anymore. Jermod McCoy hasn't played all year. Ricky Gibson is hurt. I mean, good God. We played a second-string defense today. Yeah, they didn't look great, but you know what? Hell, it was a freaking scrimmage. Right, Russ? Am I wrong in that?
Yeah, I mean, it's scrimmage-like. You're not playing with a full quiver of arrows out there tonight on either side of the ball. And it's just these games are not – you don't get team's best effort anymore. I mean, when you have Arian Carter and Jesse Perry, who are clearly like they could go. If this is Florida, they could play. And you're not playing those guys. What message does that send to your team? And I'm not saying that we should have played them. I think Heupel did the right thing, but you are telling your team, look, we don't need our starters to win this game. Those are 2 of your best football players. We don't need them. And so you can't help but have a subliminal impact of, man, this is an easy game. We don't have to be on our P's and Q's. We can just roll the ball out there and win. And that's what it looked like. And guess what? They were right. You could just roll the ball out there and win. And that's what happened tonight.
Absolutely. And I know we don't have sound bumps, but if we can go to the breaking news desk, Lagway just hit a 60-yard bomb to Sturdivant. So Gators are up 21-17.
It's going to be a game, apparently.
Go Gator.
Yeah.
Go Gator.
Go Gator. We are going to have to strap it up, strap it on, do whatever the hell we need to do to be ready.
Wait, we're talking about a helmet, right?
Yeah, of course. We better.
Helmet and pads, buddy. I don't know how you spend your weekends, Russ, but
I mean, you never know. Today it's a different age.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it could be ambiguous, but no, yeah, we better be ready to play next weekend in the swamp because Florida is not going out easy this year. They're on the bump or whatever. I mean, whether they're snorting coke or they fired their coach, whatever you want to call it, man. The Gators are playing better post Sun Belt Billy, and we better be ready next week because if this team comes in sleepwalking, and I hope that this week was a rest and get right for us and just kind of reset. I hope. We talked at halftime. I hope Aguilar's gotten whatever he's gotten in his system, out of his system. There was a point at which you mentioned his accuracy. He had thrown 12 passes. 1 of them hit the ground. 9 of them went to our guys, and 2 of them went to Aggies. So after that, I think he was okay. I would have liked to have seen some backups, but, I mean, good God, if we're not going to let McIntyre play, then just let Joey play the whole freaking game because – Merklinger is not it, and it's easy to say that when he's out there with a bunch of scrubs. He wasn't out there with the first team, but I haven't seen anything out of the Merck slinger to make me think that he's even going to be on campus next year. Last question on my way out the door before we talk later in the week because it is officially Gator Hate Week. Any idea or update on Kitzelman, because I saw a tweet from Wes Rucker, and he said it looked like he was very emotional on the sideline, which was indicative that he may have gotten some really bad news in the injury tent. Have you guys heard anything on Miles Kitzelman?
No, just what you said, that he was emotional on the sideline, and that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I hope Kitzelman is all right. And I next week, in preparation for the game, will be wearing my Cake of Glory shirt, which, thanks to Bear, I know he's not there. Since I'm not in town and I could not really stop in to get the wings, I swapped out for a Cake of Glory shirt. So,
oh, cool.
I've got me a 2X keg of glory that I will be rocking next week, and God damn it, we're gonna drink from that son of a bitch next week.
Yeah.
You can't go into it being negative, guys. If we don't win in the swamp next week, it's never gonna fucking happen. It's gonna happen. We're going to Gainesville for the first time in 22 years, and we're whipping that ass. And I'm gonna stand on that until I call you guys crying after the game next week. So, all right, guys. Scrimmage is over. Let's get ready for real games again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's close out strong, 2-0 to finish, and let's go kick Miami's ass down in Tampa or some shit like that, guys. We'll talk to you soon. See you.
All right, thanks, Rando. If you can do that, if you can stick the landing here and beat Florida in the swamp and beat Vanderbilt and piss all over their season, I think that you're going to get a lot of people back. I don't know that meaningless bowl game in Florida is going to be the most watched thing or talked about thing, but I think it'll go a long way towards getting some of the critics off of Josh Heupel's back. It's been a rough 2 weeks for Josh Heupel. He hasn't experienced this before, and I don't know that he cares terribly, but if you think the last 2 weeks was bad, lose this week. And see what happens.
Man.
And if you think that's bad, lose in 2 weeks on that field to Vanderbilt.
Can't even stomach it.
I mean, you're on the hot seat going into next year, and people say you're being
way.
negative, you're overreacting. Stop. I'm just telling you that I've seen this before. I'm not saying he gets fired this year if he loses these next two. I'm saying that there will be significant pressure on him going into next season to the point that if you stumble out of the gates, we're having a whole different conversation.
Yeah. It's when you really have to start thinking about the questions and the pressure going into next week, like you said, or next year. Like you said, he hasn't experienced this before. These two games, like they might not be that important for a playoff. Josh Heupel, I'm sure, knows how important these next two games are for him in general. I mean, he's not a type of guy that doesn't know about all this stuff. He's smart with the media. He knows what's going on and knows how to avoid it. He knows how important this game next week is for him and for this whole team trying to keep these guys around.
865-966-3435, your phone number to get on board tonight as Rando drops off. That creates lines available for you. 865-966-3435, your phone number to call or text the show tonight. We are streaming on the Fan Run app. We are streaming on fanrunradio.com, and we are streaming on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching, listening on YouTube. Please like our video, subscribe to our channel so that we can continue to grow this thing. We're finally getting our act together on this YouTube stuff, and it's paying dividends. So we appreciate all the subscribers there. And if you are just hopping on, do us a huge favor. Click that like button. Click that subscribe button. So we do this after every game. We've been doing it since 2017. It's how we've kind of made our name as a radio station, being here after Tennessee football and basketball and now baseball games. And we're always here for you on Fan Run Radio. We love talking to you after these games, and we appreciate our sponsors like the Griffin Law Firm for helping us out here and allowing us to do this. So really appreciate it. 865-966-3435, your phone number to react tonight as Tennessee takes care of business. 42-9, the final score tonight at Neyland Stadium. And now it is Florida week.
It is Florida week.
Let the drinking and
Let the
negativity
stress.
begin. Yes,
Man.
Go ahead. Stress out, folks.
Start it now.
Yes.
Get it all done. Before we switch gears, I just want to give a couple of quotes that have already come out from Josh Heupel's press conference. Josh Heupel on the offense. Apparently, he said that the offense didn't have the edge they needed in practice this week, that they just didn't look like the same team that they had been.
That's what you want to hear.
And he said he pointed it out to the locker room after the game.
That's your offense, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
He also said that, quote, a majority of the guys that were injured today would have been able to go if this was an SEC game, to confirm your theory and point earlier, Russell. And also he has already talked about the Boo Carter situation. And I'll just go ahead and give a couple of those quotes now, and we can save that discussion for later. We can hit it right now. At the end of the day, At the end of the day, there's a standard you've got to meet to be in that locker room.
Oh, he's
said,
hyping it.
That'll be my last on anything related to that right now.
He totally hyped it with the non-answer.
Yep. I mean, it's a non-answer, but also if you're saying there's a standard that's got to be held in the locker room, he's clearly broken it.
So here's what our sources are telling us. He was at practice yesterday. Their walkthrough, he's there. He was expected to be, like, he did not show up wherever he's supposed to show up. Now, Mama Boo is online talking about he's got a hip flexor, he's got some sort of injury. That doesn't excuse you from not showing up for the game.
No, not in the slightest.
And I have no doubt that he was going to be with Arian Carter and Jesse Perry and the other guys who didn't play today, not dressed out, not padded up and everything on the sideline. But you still have to show up. And if that's the way it went down and he just no-showed and you're Josh Heupel, look, this is like Kim Caldwell in the Ruby Whitehorn situation. Your players are watching you.
Yes.
And what you do next speaks volumes to them. You have to kick this kid off the team.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not the exact same thing, but it's a similar crossroads to Nico 6 months ago.
But I know you've got all sorts of money tied up in him, and there's 2 more games, and you don't have anybody who can catch a punt, which is kind of on you, but whatever. You can't let a kid not show up after you've told him explicitly, look, you're on thin ice, you're on a zero-tolerance policy. You have to kick him off the team. Mm-hmm. And unless there's something we don't know about and he had some sort of legitimate excuse, you have to be done with this guy, because if you don't, you're sending a message to your team. This season is over. Let's be honest about it. You're getting set to go into an offseason where you need to tighten the screws here. The story of this season is sloppiness. Penalties, turnovers, dropped passes, whatever, just little mistakes that aggregate into big mistakes and disasters. And the focus this offseason needs to be on tightening all that up, man, on instilling discipline into this program. And if you allow this season to end with Boo Carter just like walking all over you, because that's what he's doing right now. He's walking all over Josh Heupel. Mm-hmm. And if you don't stand up and say, no, this is my program, I don't care who you are, how much money you're making, you have to follow the rules. You can't not show up on game day. Pack your shit and hit the bricks.
It's inexcusable. You can't not show up for game day. Like, that's why you're here. Your teammates who are also injured, some of them actually are have trouble getting around because they're all over the place. Arian Carter has turf toe in both feet, and he's not playing, but he's standing on the sideline with his team. And not being there, regardless if there's a hip flexor thing or whatever the situation is, it is inexcusable. You have to be out there even if you're not playing with your team. And if you're not, then you're not a part of the team. That's end of discussion. It's over.
Texter in the text box says, do we want Florida to win or lose tonight?
I kind of want them to win. I think if they win tonight, that's Billy Gonzalez's big win, and they go into next week.
I don't want him getting any hope. I don't want them feeling themselves all of a sudden and getting into a groove.
I don't like it if a team is still looking for that first huge win for an assistant coach. I'd rather him get his big win this week and head into next week without still looking for that desperate first win as a coach. That's just that's just the way I look at it. It's really, isn't much of a difference? Probably not. We're fans. We think about this stuff way too much. But the way I see it is if he wants to get this big win out of the way at Ole Miss, go ahead and let him so they can all celebrate and feel like their season is a success, and then kind of not go into next week as excited, I'd say.
Don't you remember last year though?
No, I don't.
They were struggling, and then they go beat Ole Miss and LSU back-to-back games to end last year. Knocked Ole Miss out of the playoffs. Had a lot of momentum. We don't want them having momentum going into this game, especially going with our
Yeah.
defense. You don't Lagway getting a hot arm.
What do you think about it? 865-966-3435, your phone number to get up with us, 966-3435. Let's take a call from Joshy Boy. What up, JB?
What's up, guys? How are you doing?
Doing all right. How about you, man?
I'm good, man. So I don't know if you guys heard, Heupel just said in his press conference just now that Boo Carter left the team.
He said it. Like, he said he's off the team.
Yeah.
That was not the quote we just read. He's still – I know they're still meeting down there, so we will continue to track that and see if we can confirm that, Josh.
Because I know Basilio was just playing his press conference, and Heupel basically said he left the team. But
No,
I could be wrong.
well, I mean, I've not heard the press conference. I'm reading the quote right now. At the end of the day, there's a standard you've got to meet to be in that locker room. He was not out on the field with us. That will be my last response related to that right now. So, I mean, he's not saying he's off the team. Like, that's not official. You can read – this is what Heupel does. He's purposefully vague in all these things. I mean, I would imagine that he's done unless there's something that we don't know, some extenuating circumstance, some legitimate excuse. I mean, I just got through saying, like, if you're Josh Heupel and this kid no-showed on game day, that's it, man. He's got to be gone.
Yeah.
This is not Joey Aguilar. This is not I don't even know if there's a player that you can't live without on this football team. But if there is, it sure as hell ain't Boo Carter.
No.
And I'm one of the people, after what he did in the offseason, I'm one of the people that did not want him to come back on the team. I get second chances, but you just don't do that stuff. You don't be like a me guy.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, I think Josh Heupel could have helped himself by going ahead and kicking Boo Carter off the team. There's a lot of chatter that other players, leadership guys, Joshua Josephs, Miles Kitselman, had come to Heupel and said, look, this guy needs to go. We're out here busting our asses in the hot summer sun, running these 110s, running these hills, hitting these weights, and this dude's not even here. He's not out here sweating and bleeding with us in the offseason. We don't care how talented he is. We don't want him. We don't want him on our team.
Because you have to put in the work. Given that he's a great athlete, if you don't come in and put the work, why should you be here?
If Heupel had listened to his leadership council and just gone ahead and given him the boot, I think you see the sloppiness and non-discipline on the field all year long. Would that have helped? Would people have oh, man, this Heupel guy ain't messing around. We better straighten up and fly right. I don't know. We'll never know. But I think that he could have helped himself if he had done that.
Yeah.
But
guys,
Joshy Boy, I'm sorry. Like, this is the last I'll say it. Like, they spend all this money on these kids now. Hundreds of thousands of dollars went to Boo Carter, and he didn't want to say, well, I'm not going to just waste that money. I'm not just going to set that money on fire, give it to Boo. I can't get it back from him. I can't recoup it. So if I kick him off the team, I've just set that money on fire. That's the way these guys are thinking.
You could have used that money if Boo Carter have never came back for defensive pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
You had easily over $2 million of your NIL tied up in 3 wildly talented defensive backs who did not play for you this year.
Yep.
Yeah. My overall thoughts on the game, I'm going to be quick, then I'm going to get to my thoughts on next Saturday. So, Joey, he was efficient for most part of the game that he was in, but that one pick to Kitselman, that's not on Joey. I just feel like Kitselman was battling with the defensive back from New Mexico State, but do we think that Kitselman has – I know a lot of people are happy that Kitselman came back this season, but can we all kind of agree that Kitselman has been kind of useless this season?
Useless? No. He's had some big third down conversions when we've needed him later. He has a couple scores.
But
he
he's
has.
dropped
You're right.
a few key passes this season.
Yeah, and honestly, for some reason, it feels like he's snake bit, and whenever a ball goes through his hands, it gets picked off. Feels like it's happened 3 or 4 times this year. And, Joshy, we don't know what his injury is coming out of this game. It doesn't look good, so we'll have to see what that looks like. But, even if it's not on the field what we expected from Kitzelman, he's still as important as anyone in that locker room, just from the voice that he is.
All 3 running backs looked really good today. 2 of them had over 100 yards rushing, and was it Peyton Lewis had under 100, right? In 1 touchdown. All 3 backs had 1 touchdown each.
Yes.
16 carries for 80 yards for Deshaun Bishop and a tutty. Peyton had 10 carries for 42 yards and a touchdown. Aguilar, 3 carries for 34 yards. He had that long 27-yard touchdown run. And then Star Thomas, 5 carries for 30 yards, and he had a long 21-yard touchdown there, which had to feel good for him against his old team.
Yeah. In the second half of the season, guys, Braylon Staley has been Tennessee's best wide receiver. Brazel was the best wide receiver in the first half, but Braylon has just killed it in the second half so far. And my thoughts on the Florida game, we could be 42.5-point favorites going into the Swamp, and I could still be really, really, really worried about this game. I feel like if the defense comes to play, I know defense has been bad on third downs this season, but if they come to play in the Swamp and the offense is clicking, we're going to take care of business. But we haven't won there since 2003. And out the door, Walker, I have a question for you. Before the season started, I bet Arizona State over 8.5 wins. Do you think they can win the last 2 games? Have a good night.
That's a good question, Joshy. To be honest, I don't know who ASU's last 2 games. Well, one of them's going to be against Arizona, and we're a better team than Arizona. And honestly, just to let you know, you have faith in Kenny Dillingham. He's one of the best 10 coaches in the country. I'll go to bat for him. He's an incredible coach. He does more with less, like a lot of other coaches can't do. So I'd feel comfortable about that, Joshy.
Hey, Walker, can you update me on the score of Georgia Southern and Coastal Carolina, please?
Yes, sir. I will get that for you post-haste.
They may or may not have a significant sum of money riding on Georgia Southern.
Yikes.
If this goes poorly,
I also have that same.
Sheik is getting a bill if this goes poorly.
Sheik is getting a bill. He did us well last night. He went 2-1 on the Friday games. The Clemson one was a sweat. That was one to stay. Did you stay up for that whole Clemson-Louisville game last night?
No, I did not. Took last night off.
Yeah, well, you got to go to sleep and make money if you bet that one. Remind me, what conference is Georgia Southern in?
Conference USA, maybe? Sun Belt? Something like that.
One of those 2.
I got the score if you want it.
Please go ahead.
Georgia Southern 42, Coastal 33. Okay. Coastal has the ball right now at midfield.
Deep breaths.
Damn it, I got -3.5.
Deep breaths.
How much time?
They're just in the third quarter. 10 minutes to go.
Okay.
That's a lot of points.
A lot of football left.
No sweating yet.
A lot of football.
No sweating yet.
Left.
865-966-3435, your number. Texter says, how much money are we going to have to pay Staley this offseason? Drown me in the Tennessee River if he transfers.
I mean, all these receivers.
Pay him whatever he wants, right?
Brazel's probably gone.
Brazel's
right?
out. Mike Matthews still has another year. We're gonna have to. Well, we just paid him this offseason, but he's probably going to come back and ask for more money. Staley is going to get a raise, and then we might have to pay a quarterback to come in here and play next year. So the money is going to be a lot of money is going to be.
A lot of it's got to go to secondary.
I mean, it's funny, right? Because it's kind of like pros where you have guys going out, guys coming in. Same thing here. So you'll have Aguilar's off the books, Merklinger, who believe it or not is getting
almost $1 million, right?
Half.
I don't know what he's getting. Like he'll be gone. Now, but Faison Brandon comes in.
Tristan
So you're
Keys.
paying him. You're paying Tristan Keys. Exactly. So, like, guys coming out, guys coming in, McCoy, Boo off the books. Like Ricky Gibson famously held you up for another raise right before spring
He's
practice.
proven his worth not being there, right?
Well, I mean, what do? You pay. By the way, Ty Redmond, that interception today.
He's gonna have to give. He's gonna ask for more money. It's like football or like
It's
pro
like
football.
Yeah.
Sorry, NFL
A lot like
football.
it.
Yeah.
Where it feels like you gotta do well while these guys are on rookie contracts, like they're in the NFL before they get the big pay bump. It makes finding the freshman that can play right away almost as important because you want to be able to play him and do well before you have to pay him a bunch of money.
Jeremy says, Russ, I believe there are a lot of red flags with this coach.
What are the red flags?
I mean, it's year 5, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Red flags. You see red flags in a year, like in year 1, year 2. In year
Year
5,
yeah.
You know what it is.
You are who you are. That's just your coach.
Yeah. It's what it is. I think you said it earlier in the show. I mean, if we're talking red flags, the biggest red flag that we've always had with Heupel is that it feels like we always play down to our competition. And we did it again today. Talked about it like the offense wasn't practicing well ahead of this game. They didn't have the edge in practice because it's New Mexico State.
I don't know. I mean, Heupel generally takes care of it. He doesn't lose as a favorite very much. He doesn't have a Georgia State on his resume. He hasn't lost to Vanderbilt or Kentucky yet. He hasn't. He's done a lot of good things here, so I think you have to you got to give him his due.
Yeah.
And you say red flags. I mean, what's the opposite? Is it a blue flag and
Green
orange
flags.
like a green flag, right? He's got a lot of green. He's got more green flags than red flags
for sure.
Listen, I've been saying this for years. The perfect football coach does not exist.
Yep.
If he does, guess what? He just retired. He lives in Tuscaloosa, and he's not coming to coach your team. So even Kirby Smart has his warts, right? We're the 3rd highest scoring offense in college football right now. He has consistently put out a really solid offensive product.
I believe Joey Aguilar tonight is the 3rd quarterback to hit over 3,000 yards under Heupel in his 5 years here. Like he gets quarterbacks in here and makes them look good. He puts them in a position to succeed every time, and that's a green flag. You're right. There's a lot more green than there is red with Josh Heupel, but we're fans, and all we do is see the red and we ignore the green, and it's the annoying part of being a fan, but also it's just how a lot of people look at it.
Couple lines available at 865-966-3435. If you want to hop on board the Voluntary Reaction post-game show, brought to you by the Griffin Law Firm, 865-966-3435. You can call or text that number tonight. We'd be glad to hear from you as we monitor the other games going on around the world of college football this evening. Florida clinging to a 1-point lead. They've actually got the ball in Ole Miss territory again.
Yes.
21-20 Gators with about 30 seconds to go in the first half in Oxford.
Yep. Georgia up on Texas 14-3 with the ball. They're currently driving Gunner Stockton.
I mean, is that game over with an 11-point lead on the road? Like, is that game over for Texas? Can they score 11 more points?
I don't know if they can. I mean, I was talking to Brett about this out in the hall before we came in here. I really haven't. I've only heard a lot about Texas. I haven't watched a lot of Texas this year. I just hear that Arch is lethargic and he doesn't look good, but he's looked good going into this game. So I really don't know what Texas can do.
No, they're not. They're not good.
No,
not good offensively. They're pretty good defensively, but
yeah.
I mean, he's woefully
underachieved.
Over. I don't know if he's that good. I mean, people just look at that last name and think that he's that good.
Yeah. Other scores: Missouri up 14-10 against Mississippi State. If you love watching some unranked SEC play, and Ohio State beating UCLA 17-0 with no Nico.
Let's get a call from Nathan. Hello, Nathan. You're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead.
I just heard the red flags call. We're fighting off LSU according to the internet rumors. We're a confident kicker away from being in the playoff mix, and we're bitching. Like, I don't understand. Does anybody remember the Dooley Butch and
I remember.
I lived it. It was my childhood.
I mean, I'm not happy that we're out of the playoff hunt either. But Jesus Christ, we got people trying to poach our coach, the people down south. Like, this fan base, I love them, but at the same time, I'm like, what the hell?
It's a fan base that expects perfection almost, and that's just
No
those are the expectations
perfect.
of it. But you're right, there is no perfect coach. Russell said it. There's no perfect coach.
Well,
out
we
there.
just got our expectations just immediately went back to where they were in 2007 when we fired Philip Fulmer after he went 9-3. And that seemed like a good idea at the time, man. I was all for it. But it didn't work out well because we didn't replace him. And we had, we've won 30 games the last 3 seasons. And we are right back to, I don't know if people forgot Nathan, but they go to wanting more awful quick, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I was bored watching this game today, too. I get the point of everything you're saying. Like, they played lethargic. I couldn't even hardly get into the game. But it is what it is whenever you miss the field goal here and you don't have the right clock management there. Like, we're going to be in the mix every year. We need to chill out.
Yeah, he hasn't lost one of these games, and they haven't been particularly close. Like, he's generally
– What about Georgia State? Anybody remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I remember where I was.
He generally hammers the teams he's supposed to hammer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'm all about it too, but we don't need to fire a coach. We need to just go at it year in, year out, and just roll on.
No, hey, listen, there can be a middle ground, right? There's a middle ground between fire him and start over and stay the course, don't change anything. Yeah? You got to keep tweaking things. Like, we tweaked things this offseason. He was smart enough to realize that the book was out on his offense, and he had to make some changes, and he did, and it's worked. Now he's got to really analyze what's happened defensively this year. Is it really just about those injuries, or is the book out on Tim Banks? Do we need to make some changes there? Do you need to bring in a new recruiter? Do you need to bring in new special teams? Strength and conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
I would look at that. Is there something we need to be doing differently there? But, I don't think you blow out both coordinators and, just everybody and turn over play calling duties and all whatever. Like, you do an analysis and pick out the things that need fixing and fix them.
I watch about every team whenever Tennessee ain't playing that I can, and no team is dominant anymore. Like, it's just not a thing. So we just got to hang in there.
Yep. All right, Nathan, appreciate it, man. Thank you for adding some words of wisdom.
Thank you.
We generally don't do that here on Voluntary Reaction. We like to overreact.
We do.
We like to speak from the heart, get a little emotional. It's okay.
Yeah, and we're paying for the expectations of this team are being paid for because we played that huge game against Georgia early in the season. I look back at it, it's like that's the game we look at where it's like we should have won, skyrocketed our expectations, but is that on us and not still believing that this is a 9-3 ceiling team like we thought going into the year? That's still how I feel. Like, is this team, were we just blinded by the fact that we almost beat Georgia and thought that we had a lot more in the tank than this team did and we could have gone more than 9-3? Or, the SEC is all over the place. Who knows? We could have been even better. It's just the expectations of the fans, they just move along with all this stuff.
Let's get Phil in here next. Hello, Phil.
What do you say, W?
Philly. Do you agree with
South
our
Carolina could beat Texas A&M today too.
Talk about it.
We thought it was going to be Cockgate Part 2 for a second there.
Man.
I mean, that was I've never seen two complete halves like that. But we play uninspiring, boring, no attention to detail football now. And it's very similar to Butch Jones at the end of his tenure here.
Oh, come on, Phil. Butch Jones would have lost that game today. Butch Jones would have given up. Butch Jones gave up, what, 700 yards to Troy State?
Yeah.
Troy State.
I guess that was Dooley. But, Butch
They all
Butch
go
lost
hand
to
in hand.
Vanderbilt, and not this year's Vanderbilt team.
Yeah.
He lost to Will Muschamp.
I think Chattanooga Baylor or McCallie probably going to beat that garbage Tennessee play today.
Wow.
What do you
That's a
think?
leap.
They did not get our best effort.
No.
Well, we better get an effort because we're staring 2 losses, and we won't beat anybody with a winning record for a whole season. When's the last time that happened? Skull can?
Oh boy, I'd have to go look back into the annals.
Guys, why can't we play good football like everybody else does? I mean,
Wait, hold on. Everybody else does not play good football, right? Alabama
way
just
better than we are.
this year, maybe. I mean, you're 7-3. Not going to go 10-2 every year.
Not.
No,
So you're happy with what we're doing over there right now?
I'm not thrilled with the way the season has gone. I have questions about the future and what we're going to look like next year, but not to the extent that I want to run this guy out of here. I mean, what do you want to see happen?
Well, is Hoppo got the guts to make the changes that need to be made? If he don't, we need another coach.
Well,
That's the question.
if he doesn't, I would say that your athletics director, that's his boss. Like, he should maybe come in and say, hey, if you want to stay the course, that I'm not going to tell you how to run your program, but just know that I'm watching. Hint, hint.
Yeah. Well, he brought him in here, didn't he? And Danny White, the highest paid athletic director?
Yes.
And Florida,
Danny Dollars.
24-20. You think we're going to win Saturday?
No, I don't.
Oh, wow.
Cotton Candy's going to beat us like you know what. And Providence going to throw a flag on our UT at the midfield after the ball game. You wait to see.
Man,
Don't
him
put
and
that
Theo
visual.
Vaughn.
The thing I like about Philly is he lives in his dreams. He is a positive, glass half full kind of guy.
Yeah, I want a damn championship, not a damn pile of slop. See you.
Oh, man. He's going to be so mad if they lose to Florida.
We all are.
He's going to be so mad.
God.
It's going to be ugly around here, man.
If we lose to Florida, that's going to be a rough one next week.
Just to go back to this coaching change thing that he was speaking, I'm having a hard time figuring out what you changed because Banks just put you in the playoff last year, and then you have the number 3 ranked offense in the country right now. So what the heck does he supposed to do?
You know, it's a great question, Brett. I am of the mind, and maybe Phil would say that I prefer to watch a pile of slop, as he put it, but I don't know that you fire Tim Banks because, as you said, he put you in the playoff last year at the top 10 national defense.
All the injuries we speak
you
about.
You have all these injuries, right? And, I mean,
and the talent loss.
what is the defensive coordinator market like right now? You bring in, and you're going to new system, all that stuff going into a pivotal year 6. You know, I tend to think it's more players, not scheme.
But who was it? Ohio State that Knowles left and went to Penn State, or Penn State lost? Like, that was the top defensive coordinator in the country. He got canned. He left, and
Well, the Penn State guy went to Clemson.
Yeah, well,
and then
Knowles,
the Ohio
who
State
I'm
guy
thinking
went to
of, Knowles, Pete Knowles, or is it Pete Knowles? I can't think of his name.
Jim, maybe
Jim Knowles. But changes can be made, but I don't know. It's a big risk.
You got to
but
be careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Things can always get worse.
Absolutely.
Hey, let's get Bob Baskerville in here, our partner in crime from The Drive, heard weekdays from 3 to 6 here on Fan Run Radio. Bob, you just heard what happened. I mean, that's kind of been par for the course today.
He follows Philly.
That was on the negative
Yes.
side, but he's hardly alone in his opinions on what we saw tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure really how I felt about the game. I'm kind of numb, honestly, and that's not a great place for us to be as fans. I just think that this game would feel a lot different if we were playing it and we were truly in the playoff race. But I know some people are doing the whole mathematically we are, and it's like we're not. And I will say this too, just based on what I saw tonight. It's like if that's, you could say what you want about maybe looking ahead to the last two games. That's possible, but I don't know, man. If they look like they did tonight, it did feel a little lethargic. And I'm watching Florida against Ole Miss, man, and Florida's. It's not like they're dealing, but I mean they're hanging in there, and they are frustrating the hell out of Ole Miss, and that's on the road. That's not in Gainesville. So. And I've been one of the guys carrying the torch this week saying we're going to win in Gainesville, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel right now.
Bob, don't leave me on the island alone. Bob, I need you, man.
I'm trying to believe, man. I'm just, again, this, I don't know, man.
Bob, we're trying combined Bob and Phil. You sound so much like Phil that I'm combining you two now. We're trying to project based off what Florida's doing. What about Oklahoma? Right? We thought that was such a terrible loss. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But that team goes down there and beats Alabama and Tuscaloosa today. Are they better than we thought?
Not necessarily. I mean, Alabama almost doubled them in total yards of offense. It's just the thing with Oklahoma. And we knew it going into our game with them. I mean, they have a calling card. We had a calling card last year, and I think it was our defense. You can say our offense is great this year, but, man, there's a lot of times where it feels like our offense is kind of eluding us, And so, I just think Oklahoma, what I saw today, was kind of pinging back and forth between the games. And Oklahoma's just got a defense that they make stuff happen, and they're different. There was John Mateer pre-injury that a lot of people were talking about him in the Heisman conversation. Then he got hurt, and he's back, and he's not in the Heisman conversation. But it does feel like he's finding his stride. And for some people who think he's a trash quarterback, I've heard some of that. That's incorrect, man. They're a different team when he's on the field. So they do just enough on offense. They just, it frustrates the hell out of me that we didn't beat them 2 weeks ago. But dare I say, they've kind of shown that they understand the gravity of these games that they're in, and they're doing what it takes and doing just enough to win. And it feels like that's what has kind of eluded us, right? I mean, I know everybody's saying, hey, if Max Gilbert hits the field goal against Georgia, sure, that's right, that's correct.
They're doing all those little things. They're connecting all the dots.
Everybody is. And when we talk about the defense, and I'm going to repeat this again because I said this earlier in the week, that people talk about the defense and they say, well, you rationalize it with, well, we didn't have Gibson, we didn't have McCoy, and we have all these injuries. What's stopping these other teams that we aspire or believe that we want to aspire to be like? Georgia, Alabama, some of the others. They get injuries too, man, all the time. They have all sorts of defections, people leaving the program, et cetera. But they're there every single year, man, and they're playing games that matter, and it just feels like we're really close. I do feel that. But, man, what do you do to get over the hump? And I don't think it's necessarily a coaching change or any of that stuff. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. But there's something missing, man. That's what's for real. And today it just kind of this would be a team like if New Mexico State, if they were playing some of our other, again, teams that we believe were in the same strata as, they'd be beating the living piss out of New Mexico State. This game was never in doubt today, but it just felt kind of gross all the way through to me.
Bob, do you think the Boo Carter thing, I mean, could there be things going on behind the scenes? Like, I'm not going to say Heupel, is he losing control of his locker room or anything like that, but like, do you think that this squad, they're clearly not dialed in, right? Like on the level that some other teams are.
He said it. He said his offense didn't have the edge in practice this week. He told them that in the locker room after this game, that he said, we did not practice like we are supposed to practice this week. You guys were not good enough, not even tonight, but also throughout the week.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's great that he recognizes that. So fix it, man. That's what you get paid a bunch of money for. I mean, it's like I said, awesome that you see it. We all see it too. I don't know, man. For me, it's not like I'm stark raving mad about anything that happened tonight. It was just like, we talked about it yesterday, Russ, about go out and just, make this feel like there's no doubt about this game in the first half. And there was no doubt about the game, but still, it just felt like the journey was kind of weak, honestly. Just felt like, just kind of going through the motions. And that's tonight, more than the games we have lost tonight or this afternoon, was a game where I kind of felt like, man, I don't want to be in that. I don't want to get into that apathetic stage, And I'll be fired up by the time the Florida game hits next weekend, sure. But I don't know. This one today, maybe it's just the whole reality, again, the new world of college football, where a lot of teams understand by week 9 or 10 that you're not in the mix for the playoffs, because that's where we are. And maybe that's what we're kind of coping with. That's new to us. Because there's, in the past there's been unknowns, but it's kind of pretty clear now when you're trying to. The bowl games used to be, hey, you just want to play for a good bowl matchup. Now those are kind of secondary. It's like, yeah, that'd be great. I just don't want to go to a bad bowl, because most of the bowls don't matter anymore. So
is there a good bowl?
I mean, I'd like to be playing somewhere in proximity to New Year's Day, because at least it still feels like that's kind of the tradition of bowl games, is that's when it was special. But they don't matter. I mean, they've never mattered less, honestly. So, that's maybe it's just that a culmination of all those things, what we're not seeing on the field, what we think we should be seeing on the field, and then also just what are we doing all this for these last 3 or 4 weeks?
Man,
it's tough.
There's a lot riding on this next week.
Yeah.
There's a lot riding on it, man. Like it feels like.
Well,
I'm not going to say
riding on it. Riding on it for who? A lot riding on it for who?
Well, for us, for Josh Heupel and the future of this program. Like, it feels like there is I don't want to say significant portion, but there's the folks like Phil and, dare I say, Brett, who are like, if you have to watch this team go down and dick around in the swamp for 4 quarters, dropped passes, false starts, the little things, and look generally inept as we have at times. Missed
where's
tackles.
The locker room right now? Like, that's the big question.
Yeah,
now,
like
for me.
I just think that some of those folks, Bob, are going to be out on the season for certain, and maybe out on Heupel.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot riding on this for. I see what you're saying. I'm just like, it kind of coincides with what I said about my experience tonight, and I watched most of the game, but I wasn't like D.R. Vol, who wisely probably didn't watch that much, and but I'm kind of tonight, like I said, numb. You don't want to be numb, man. You don't want to be numb. You either want to be really excited about your program or super pissed. Hopefully you're not in that boat, but if you are, at least you still care. Tonight I was kind of like, God, it's unfortunately I expected a little more. We didn't do it, but whatever. Win a game, and now we got to focus on next week, and that's a whole different thing. It's not survive and advance, right? We're not in that mode at all. it's it's not live to play another day. It's more like you said, man, it's starting to get to, and it could really accelerate in the first half in Gainesville next week. It's like, when's the season end? That's what's going to start being on people's minds.
I hate that so much, man, because it's not what
Yep.
it's not what college sports has always been for at least me growing up.
It's not college sports anymore. It's pro sports now. These guys are pros.
Well, it's not even the pro sports, that it's a playoff sport now.
But the pro angle that I'm talking about, Walker, is these guys are getting paid. And when players see a guy like Boo Carter who's getting paid six figures to play this game and he's mailing it in, they find it distasteful. And they're like, dude, if you're not going to care, if we're paying you now above the table and it's big dollars and that's the kind of effort we're going to get, then I'm not going to watch. I'm not into it.
Should have booted him this summer, honestly, the way it's gone this season with him.
Yeah, I mean, Russ said it earlier before you came on, Bob. Like, if we had the do-over back in the month before the season started, the right decision probably would have been to kick Boo off the team then and not keep this going through all the way up to this point.
Yeah, and remember all that silly-ass talk, Brett? You were with me in the summer where we were talking about Boo, and we'd be doing that whole, maybe we can – he wants to be like Travis Hunter. Let's get him involved in the offense and all this other stuff.
That.
And I think back to that, and I was like, what a bunch of buffoons.
Get him
man.
involved in the defense. Can he catch the punt?
How
is it? Oh, my God, I'm about to blow. Like, he's the only guy on the roster that can catch a punt. Not return, catch a punt. We don't have anybody on the damn roster that can catch a punt besides Boo Carter. How is that possible?
It's crazy.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, and I carried the torch for Boo for a little while when it was decided he was going to stay, because I still believe it. Talent-wise, I believe he's got NFL-worthy talent, but there's all the other noise and everything else. And now I'm convinced I don't know how he makes it wherever he goes, because he's got everything. The focus is totally on all the wrong stuff, and I just wish we would have figured that out sooner. That's all.
Yeah, when you get the locker room cancer tag next to your name as a player, there's no coming back from it. Like, if you are billed as we don't want this guy in our locker room, how do you sell yourself to any other team? How does your agent sell you to any other team after something like this?
Hey, Bob, Florida up 24-20 at the half at Ole Miss. Gators on pace to score 48. They should have gotten rid of Billy a long time ago. They got players. Check this out. Lane Kiffin coming off the field to his radio team. Like, they do the local radio interview, the Ole Miss radio network. Quote, disappointed with our defense, and then the refs fuck us. They were wrong.
Dropped an F-bomb?
Lane dropped an F-bomb on radio.
Can't prepare for that.
I was listening to him talk to Molly McGrath, or maybe it was Chris Budd, and it was whoever their sideline reporter was before he went to the radio guys. That was when you guys had Phil on, and he was beyond disgusted. He did not drop an F-bomb on national TV, but he was like, he just said, I don't know why it's so hard, man. I've not seen him that flustered, man. You could tell here's DJ Lagway again, man, dealing, 150 plus yards passing and touchdown, got a running touchdown.
Lane's like, I'll just leave with Florida. I'll just I'll go on their plane. Just go to Gainesville.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just excited that, like, Lagway looks like he might be hitting his stride again just right in time for us to come to Gainesville. That's awesome. It's been quite a day. And that Oklahoma thing, man. I mean, because, Oklahoma, when we were holding on to some sort of faint hope of, how could we still be in the playoffs? I mean, Oklahoma just kind of obviated that, right? They beat us, and they beat a team that beat us. So just feels like that's, even those, minuscule percentages of playoff hope, those are gone. I don't know, man. It's a weird time, and like I said, I can't help but think, Are we better or worse with the college football playoff? I'm saying that from a rooting for Tennessee perspective because it's always been this way to a certain degree. We always thought this was going to be the case. First with the BCS system and then the 4-team college playoff that, you can lose a game at the beginning of the season, but you better not lose more than, really more than one, maybe two. And then you're kind of out of the mix. Well, it's just a bigger version of that. Now, if we get to 16 for a playoff field, I wonder how we'd still feel pretty milquetoast about this win today, but at least we'd be like, man, we got 2 games and we have got stuff to play for. And to your point, Russ, we still have stuff to play for, as far as like the ability to have a program that's, not having our fan base checked out, our coach not being checked out on by the fans. But it sure would be a lot nicer if it was like, man, we're still playing for one spot.
If Gilbert makes the kick and you're 8-2 right now, and it's like, yeah, man, we're like the plane's on fire, but we can still get it on the ground. The landing gear's down. Like we can still land this thing,
Mm-hmm.
And,
the game against Vanderbilt becomes a play-in game for either team. Now it's we're gonna, we're horny to spoil their playoff run. That's what we've been relegated to. That's a tough pill to swallow.
Which, you said it a little bit, the bigger picture thing about the playoff and how it makes you view these games. It sucks that we expand the playoff and it makes a game like Florida-Tennessee less important. Like this game is supposed to be important no matter what the records are, no matter what position's going on. Like this game is supposed to matter just for the 2 helmets on the field. And expanding the playoff has made it a playoff sport, made it a pro sport, and it's made those types of rivalries late in the year less important, which sucks for college football. It sucks. It sucks that we have to go into this game against Florida and be upset that we're not in the playoff instead of just wanting to kick the shit out of Florida in their place for the first time in 20 years. It sucks.
Yep. Hey, we still stay elite in terms of scoring defensive touchdowns, right?
It's true. We got another one tonight.
Yeah.
And there was one ball that was batted up in the air there was one ball that was batted up that should have been picked, and then we had the strip sack fumble that we couldn't get on top of. I mean, we were in man, who was I listening to? It was Mateer. And he was, after that game, they were interviewing him on the field, and he said the 2 things we emphasized in practice were physicality, being the more physical team, and winning the turnover battle. And I found myself thinking, I was like, well, that's what our game at Florida is going to be. It's like, can we – because they got some dudes on the line of scrimmage. Yeah. Can we beat their big boys who apparently are going to come in? They've not mailed it in. They haven't quit. Can we compete with those guys? And then, I just think the turnovers, for as badly as we played against Oklahoma, I think we win that game if we don't turn the ball over 3 times.
Yeah.
So, I think those are – I mean, obviously there are other things that have to happen, but those are going to be 2 biggies, man. Can we win in the trenches, and can we win the turnover battle?
Yeah. Have we heard anything about Kitzelman, by the way?
I haven't looked recently, but I'll go look at some websites and see. I mean, knowing Heupel, he normally doesn't give injury updates right after the game on this type of stuff, so I doubt we'll hear anything.
Did you see the Wes Rucker tweet, Bob?
Yeah. I mean, the injury, and of course, I'm not a doctor, that I leave that to Bear, but I think like the injury itself did not look that bad. It looked like something that would hurt, but you know what I mean? His leg wasn't planted or anything else. So I want to believe it's not some sort of torn ACL or something like that. But he seemed like he was in some pain, and I know he walked off, but it was pretty gingerly how he walked off too.
The worst injury today was that Maryland basketball player.
Oh, that was terrible.
Oh, my God.
I didn't see this.
I'll look it up.
Guy basically did an involuntary split.
Oh, I don't want to watch that.
He was hanging on the rim on a dunk to avoid contact, and so he went down to land, and then he slipped, and yeah, that was horrible.
Pretty sure he tore his gooch apart.
Yeah, he
injured his torn taint. He's out 5 to 8 weeks.
He's sidelined with a taint injury. Lower body taint injury.
Aren't you glad you called in, Bob?
That was nice. I had a long conversation with Coach Barnes today. That was fun. He said he watched that Alabama-Purdue game 2 times.
Really?
Yeah, just because he was blown away. Well, both teams, and Alabama he's going to play, but yeah, he was like he said at one point he goes I was down on Braden Smith when he was younger. He goes, I'm not down on him anymore.
Yeah,
it's like
it's pretty special.
It's like you be nice to have him, huh? He goes, oh yeah, so yeah.
Did you tell him Russell says he's a shooter short?
Nah, I didn't go into that. He actually I'll tell you offline. I mean, he called, and it's just we talk about like it was real estate stuff. It's always about real estate stuff with him. So I appreciate that.
Does he spend his downtime just like on Zillow on his phone, just seeing what's going on?
He's pretty infatuated with all that.
I didn't know
stuff,
this.
man.
How much property does he own a bunch of properties?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's got his place here. He's got a place, I want to say, like Pawleys Island or something like that. But,
nice.
It's good living.
But yeah, that, of course, he might have others. Not like I'm that
I think he
close
keeps a
with him,
place
but,
in Austin, right?
Yeah, probably so. He's still got family down there. I think his son lives down there. But yeah, it was, and then we spun into a little basketball, but he's still excited about this team. He did.
That's good. I don't know about these guys. I've just been watching Oprah in my office during practice.
No, but I mean, he made the comment like, I think we can be really, really good, and that's good to hear, because he's pretty critical of these guys too. But yeah, it is kind of what we talked about either yesterday or Thursday, Russ. I mean, he did say he's kind of given Nate some rope, so just give him a little latitude to do stuff, and so that's good. But anyway, that was a brighter spot today than that game I watched.
Bob, I was going to ask you. I was pretty excited because I was just about to get rid of YouTube TV, and they struck a deal yesterday. Or was it yesterday? Yesterday, last night.
Well, last night.
Yeah.
My Chris, my buddy who was on our show before, Brett, who works in that business.
Yeah.
He dropped me a text last night about an hour ahead of everything, but he was like, "Yeah, I think it's something. Sounds like it's going to happen maybe right before college football."
Yeah.
And sure enough, man, it came down quicker than that. It was like in an hour. And the one thing I'm excited about, and then we'll get off tech talk, but is that they're talking about now one of YouTube TV's gets in this agreement. And I think people who watch TV and are listening to the show and love sports, you're going to like this. YouTube TV is going to put together a package, a tier of nothing but sports and news and local stations, and it's going to be at a cheaper price point. And for me, I think about it, it's like that's all I watch. If I watch anything that's scripted or whatnot, I'm watching Netflix or Paramount or whatever, and it's like, and there, so I will applaud YouTube TV for understanding that they're getting too expensive with a lot of crap that people don't want to watch, which is kind of what differentiated them from cable to begin with, but now they're a lot like cable. So anyway, that's all. I think that's a great development. It's probably not immediate, probably in the next few months, but that would be cool. I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Bob. Appreciate you, man. Anything else?
No, I'm going to continue to scout Florida here against Ole Miss. I mean, it looks like, man, who's got the ball?
Ole Miss does.
Ole Miss.
First and goal at the Florida 4.
Okay. All right. We need Ole. Oh, this was my last question. I don't know if you guys have talked about this. Do we think that the Shane Beamer experience is over in South Carolina?
I mean, I don't know. It's different when LSU gets blown out in the second half against them at home, as opposed to South Carolina, who they're 3-6 going into that game,
something like that,
right.
And you blow a big lead on the road. Like I think that's a bad look. Obviously, it's a devastating loss and everything, but I don't know if it's a fireable. Like South Carolina, LSU are not the same, right? You lost to an undefeated SEC team on the road, ultimately.
True, but South Carolina was also a preseason top 10 team that was returning a lot of players, and I feel this is like a signature moment of this is how their whole season goes, and what's it looking like next season, et cetera. I don't know if he'll get fired, but I mean, he probably should have. Been listening on that Virginia Tech.
Yeah,
They were reaching out at all.
And I wonder, Bob, because of the news today about James Franklin, people say it's a fit. I don't see it, man. I don't see James Franklin being a fit at Virginia Tech. I don't know what it is, but to me, it's clear he doesn't want to take that job. He's using that as like the bird in hand fallback option. And if I'm Virginia Tech, I don't want that. I don't want a coach who's like, He's waiting to see if the Florida State job opens or if he can get involved at LSU or Florida, maybe even Arkansas or Ole Miss. And if I'm Virginia Tech, I'm like, look, I want somebody who wants to be here, somebody who's all in. We don't want to be anybody's second or third choice here. So I just wonder if – and Franklin doesn't really want to be there. If that ultimately is not going to work out, and the stars are going to align, and Shane Beamer, who belongs at Virginia Tech, like that's the fit. That's what Virginia Tech needs, and increasingly it's obvious that's what Shane Beamer needs. He needs to restart his clock because his era has long since peaked in Columbia.
Yeah. Hey, the good news is I guess Brent Venables is probably not on the hot seat at Oklahoma anymore. If we were worried about Heupel going to Oklahoma. Hey, very last thing. And again, maybe you guys talked about it. What are the reviews on the uniforms for today?
I was talking to Russell about it outside. I think they looked a lot better on the field than they did in the review.
I love them. I think they look cool.
Yeah.
And I thought they were okay.
Yeah.
I could have done with that. There were some players with the orange socks and some with just the black, like lower socks.
I loved the orange contrast.
It was cool
to it.
I didn't like the orange socks. That's all I was going to say. Is I'd prefer, like the black or something. But I was better with it than I thought I was going to be. Let's put it that way. I thought, and I did like the contrast of the dark gray jerseys with the lighter gray pants. I thought that looked pretty good too. So.
Well, there's a lot of haters out there. I mean, I heard from them on the halftime chat. There are a lot of people who think that it is the worst uniform we've ever worn.
Oh, come on.
No,
I'm not one of them.
I can think of worse for sure. There's no doubt. But yeah. So there's a bright spot, right? I'm trying to end on a bright note here with the games. The uniforms were better. That's good.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys have a great rest of the show.
Thanks, Bob.
Appreciate you, Bob.
I'll be listening. And Russ and Walker, I'll see you guys on Monday.
Yes, sir.
Bob Baskerville be with us on Overreaction Monday, The Drive, here on Fan Run Radio from 3 to 6. Be sure to check us out. We'll have a full week of Florida programming. We're going to be live in Maryville on Wednesday at Matlock Tire. We're going to be live downtown on Football Friday at Barley's, courtesy of our friends at Garage Beer. And then we'll have a special Football Friday, Black Friday edition of The Drive live at the Casual Pint North Shore before
Vanderbilt
game.
It's exciting.
Yeah, we're taking the show on the road.
Supposed to be good again next week too for y'all.
Getting the band back together.
Should be good. Looking forward to it. Should be a fun week of stressing about this Florida game.
Yes. Let's get – who's up next, Brett?
The other guy that works with you.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Thought we were going to
We'll
dodge
go from
him.
Bob to
Bear. What's up, Bear?
what's going on? I mean, if you guys don't want to talk to me, I can go back to what I was doing.
No, please, let's hear it. How you feeling, man?
A little bit better this evening. I don't know what the hell it was I got. Sam had it yesterday.
That's good. We're glad you're doing good.
So, I hope you guys don't get it. It's a strange. It's just really weird. Doubled over with stomach cramps most of the day.
You coming out the bottom or the top?
That's the weird part. It felt a little bit nauseous, but mainly it was just really bad stomach pain.
Oh, you got your period?
Well, you got to be a wise ass. You guys are all
Get him a
like
cranberry
you don't want to
juice.
talk to me. I didn't call to get insulted. I was just going to call and chat with you guys. Y'all can go back to doing whatever it was you were doing. Listen to everybody piss and moan.
Easy, Susan. You called us.
Hell, Ole Miss screwed the pooch there. It was interesting.
Is Lang, what's going on here, man? Is he pissing away his big opportunity, or is he just hoping that Florida will take him with them back home to Gainesville?
Yeah, I don't know, man. He had, I think and it was surprising to see him do it, but that one call, he kind of went on full tilt. It was a horrendous call. It was obviously.
Did you hear what he said on their radio?
Yeah, I'm sure you all haven't had a chance to check your phone. Yeah, I texted it to you earlier, but yeah, and they did. They fucked him. I mean, you could see before the kick. I don't even think the kick had gone over the line's head, and you can see the Ole Miss helmet. The kid from Ole Miss's helmet's off and flying through the air. Surprised he didn't hit the ball as it went over. But you can't let that. That's why I'm kind of surprised with Kiffin that he would let something like that completely take him out of his game. So, and Florida's, they're looking really good on the road. Lagway's looked real good.
Yeah, it's something, man. I don't know. Of course, Florida is finding their footing right before we go down there. Of course, they can't just fold and quit. They've got to. We need them to lose this in devastating fashion. We do not need them going home with a bunch of wind in their sails.
No, I mean, if we want to have any chance at all, which I was pretty vocal about where I stood on my hopes for next week, and I didn't see anything today. I mean, today it's so hard to tell with a game like this today. Coming off that Oklahoma game, we really these FCS games are we've talked about it. We beat the horse to death. These games suck, but it's so hard to take anything away from what we did today. And yeah, they're rounding into form right before we come to Gainesville. The 1 year, Russ, where when they finally switch it to the end of the season like we always wanted, back in the 90s and the 2000s, and it's the year when Florida sucks to begin the year and then fire their coach and they get it back together for the end of the season. So, I don't know.
Yeah, because we don't even go back down there till 29 with this new thing, so we got to sit on this one if we lose this one.
Yeah.
Piss on that place.
I can't accept that. I can't
do it. And their defense, all year, the Florida defense is for real. That's not been the problem. So I did hear you guys earlier kind of, I don't know if you're knocking him, but Arch has actually looked really good in his game. His receivers have dropped 3 balls.
They've got 3 points.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, and it's not all on Arch. He can't catch the ball. He's had 3 horrible drops. 2 would have been touchdowns.
He's all I know is he's the quarterback of an offense that sucks out loud. At some point, I don't know. He's a Manning, so I won't give up on him. Maybe he ultimately gets it together and starts playing at some point, but he has been supremely underwhelming this year.
No, yeah, you get no argument from me there. I'm just saying, just as far as tonight's game win, it's not all on him. So if Florida makes it out to the 40, yeah, I listened to the callers early. I mean, there's some people really down bad. I mean, I expected out of Phil. And even DR to some extent.
Hey, we've got Jamie coming up next.
Oh,
What do you think his take is going to be?
Oh God, I don't know. And
he was hot on the halftime chat. He was pretty pissed off.
Yeah,
I talked him on. I talked him down a little bit. Like
Did he say it was the worst half?
He said it was the worst half of the Heupel era.
Wow.
First half tonight.
Oh, come on.
that's what I tried to say. I was like, dude, like we're winning the game. It was 21-3.
Yeah, worst time for the Heupel era? Are you kidding me?
What is the worst half of the Heupel era?
We had 3 halves where we didn't score last year, right?
Does he not remember the first half against Florida a couple of years ago down there?
Like 3 times last year.
The second half of that Missouri game.
That was terrible.
First half,
Milton
South
year.
Carolina. 22.
Yeah. I mean,
Florida, we didn't score last year in the first half.
I do. I could see this thing getting really ugly. Vanderbilt's a firewall. He could. Most Tennessee fans understand Florida and Gainesville. It is what it is. There's some weird stuff that goes on with that one. I don't care how good Vanderbilt is. You cannot lose to Vanderbilt in Neyland.
Phil said
that is the firewall.
Phil said Vandy is going to kick our ass, and Diego Pavia is going to plant the flag on the power tee on our field.
I don't think that would happen. I don't think he'd make it out of the stadium alive if he tried that shit. But I mean, they could beat us. I mean, it's on the table this year. So.
Oh God.
The Bob sigh.
The Bob. Oh God. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is the thing that concerns me is how many, with the Boo Carter thing, we have this Boo this year. I guess Nico during the off season. Did we have a situation last season with, locker room drama? The year before was Jeremy
I think so.
Banks.
I mean,
Not last year.
I thought they were a pretty tight group last year.
Well, the year before that, we had the Jeremy Banks thing.
That was 22.
Yeah. Jeremy Banks was 23.
No, that was 2022, but the South Carolina game.
Well, it continued on into the next year in 23. Remember, because the whole Florida, he was part of the Florida debacle.
Was he on the Jeremy Banks? 22 was his last year. Yeah,
22 was
the Florida thing down there, that was Kamala bin Laden and
one of the linemen after the game, right?
Omari Thomas was involved in the whatever happened there. I mean,
we had the linemen in and out, right? Or Mincy?
That's what you're thinking. You're thinking of
maybe I'm confusing.
You're Mincy?
Yeah. You're the guy that talks shit about me all the time. What was I supposed to say? I mean, he's terrible offensive.
No, the one time Bear's ability to lie instantly with a straight face actually came in handy. No, of course not.
I didn't say anything. It was that skinny guy over there with a big nose.
Huh? Wham! Walk out of there with a big fist indention in the side of my head. Oh, man.
And then the Oklahoma thing, I mean, that was the Oklahoma game, that was a carbon copy of when they played us.
It really was.
3 turnovers, 1 a pick six, Alabama missed a makeable field goal, and they did not let Alabama run the ball at all.
Yeah, but
that's kind of their formula they're hard out for anybody with that defense. So, and they're down 2 of their best defensive players still.
Yep.
I guess the kid that
or Mason Thomas.
Yeah,
he didn't play today.
He was out. He hadn't played since our game, but I don't know. I do get the one thing jumped out at me with Bob, and I fully agree with Bobo, is that the just wanting the season to be over is getting ready to really set in around here.
Yeah, I mean, I just that's apathy. You know, I think those people just tune out, or they're getting ready for basketball. They go do the holidays or whatever, and they come back for basketball in January, or, you know, whenever conference play gets going or something like that. But I mean, that's why we so desperately need to win. And
what will the crowd be like for Vandy? It's like Thanksgiving weekend.
Well,
may not be
so Chase Thomas told me this
Okay.
this week, and I had not even thought about this.
Okay.
Students will go home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
How many students?
29th.
Yeah, like how many students are going to be
Here.
in the stands for the Vanderbilt game?
Wanna be.
Like, will they come back to go to the game, or, you know, that's going to have a huge impact on the environment there, which we're going to need our home field advantage.
Got to beat Florida for them to even think about it too.
It's bad enough. I don't know if you guys saw the picture. I don't know at what point during the game it was, but Danny Dimes, you know, west, the club seats over there between what, I think it's like the 35s or maybe the 40s over there on the west side.
Yeah.
Down low, man, there's nobody in those seats. Yeah, combine that with no students there, and if we do go down and lose to Florida this coming up weekend, you know, general feeling of apathy. It's not good.
No. All right, Bob, Bear, head up.
Feel
Head
better.
up.
Yep.
Feel better.
Oh, well, I'll see you guys on Monday.
All right, man.
That's
Thanks. Watching some video of Alabama staffers trying to keep the Oklahoma players off their logo after
Taking
the
a
game.
picture. Yeah.
And it's like this little girl. She's like maybe 5 feet tall with all these huge football players, and she's like
Please
Jon
get off.
Snow trying to hold off the horde.
Please get off.
Please don't step on
please
our
don't
logo.
Step on the logo.
Yeah, it's
so sad. She's trying to
on
do
one
her
hand, I
job.
get it, because there's not like the thought of Pavia planting the flag on the tee fills me with an indescribable rage.
I don't
I
even
can't
want to
think of a
picture.
worse player through the history of like.
you got to be careful with that, man. I know it's fun. Like, oh, wouldn't it be great to plant our flag on Florida? What goes around comes around, and I would just rather not play that game, quite frankly. But if there was ever a guy that was going to do it,
Be like Baker
Is-
Mayfield did when he did it, where he, like
at
Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah.
Yeah.
And there were a bunch of fights, like
Yeah.
Michigan tried to do it last year at Ohio State,
Yeah.
and
Didn't work out.
well, it did. Like there was a brawl.
There was
Yeah.
a brawl, yeah.
And there were a couple of those situations last year. So,
I don't want it to get ugly, man. That'd be such a.
well, I just hope that you don't want to send a little PR gal out there. No offense. Like,
Yeah.
we need a couple of dudes. Like, hey, you just tell them quietly behind the scenes, like, hey, as soon as this game is over, like, I want you to go out there to midfield and just make sure no Vandy guys, like, you send some of your dudes out there, right?
Yeah.
We gotta have some goons.
Don't instigate, but prevent. If something happens, do what you got to do. Shove these guys, but we can't let these. I can't believe we're having this conversation. Is this the most pathetic thing that's ever happened in the history of?
It's reality, man. It goes back to the preseason. I mean, Pavia was talking shit
He
about us
claimed it. He called
preseason.
it. He called this.
Preseason, he was talking about this game.
What did he say? I don't even remember.
He said we're
We
gonna
run this state.
He said, "Yeah, we run this state. We're gonna
We're
be so
going
much better
national
than
champion."
Tennessee. All that stuff."
So far,
Wasn't
man.
he saying that last year?
I don't know if he said it last
No.
year. I remember when he was talking before heading into this game, not in the preseason when
was
the
on
game
Bus-
is the
when he
last
was
game
on
of the
Bus
year.
with the
There's
boys.
been a lot of talk tonight about whether or not how up for this game we were tonight, like
Yeah.
how dialed in. We better be dialed in for that game. And to me, that's on Heupel. He's the head coach. It's his responsibility to have his team ready to play. And by God, they better be ready to play. I'm not with Bear, like, as far as like whatever happens, Florida, Vandy's the firewall. I want to beat Florida every bit as much as I want to beat
Absolutely.
Vanderbilt. But, like, we've seen weird things happen at Florida, as Bear said. Strange that, like, I don't really expect to win that game. I expect to beat Vanderbilt,
Yep.
And if Heupel doesn't have his team fired up and ready to play that game, that's on him. And I'll be pissed at him. Like it's one thing to lose. It's one thing to go out there and act like you don't give a damn.
Yep.
That's unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, you're on the voluntary reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm. Go ahead, Jamie.
Listening to you little retards talking about how I said,
come on.
Hey,
Step
I said it
off.
was the least fun. Russ, we went 3 and out against a directional school several times in the first half. I said least fun. I mean, I'm talking about when we're in a game at Neyland Stadium against a Tennessee Tech or, a team we're supposed to beat by 40 points. I mean, of course there's been first halves that sucked when we didn't score. But that's usually against Alabama, Georgia, Florida. That's what I meant by least fun. I mean,
I would still say the first half against Florida last year was much less fun than what we saw tonight.
Well, I mean, you got Bears. Bears had us losing to Florida since before tonight, and I'm the negative one. I mean, and I tell you what, if Vanderbilt comes in here and beats us, you better just if you don't want them planting the flag, you don't let them beat you and then go fight them before they get to the Power T. You win the game. You're at home against Vanderbilt. But I tell you what, if they do win, just set your dumb ass down and let them plant their flag, and that's what you get. That's what you deserve.
That's soft.
And soak it all in is what you do. If you don't want, look, I've never understood that. Like that whenever you're watching the pre-fight press conference and the challenger reaches over and grabs the belt, it's just so stupid. You want my belt, buddy? You know how you can get it. I just don't. Man up and win the game. Don't try to man up after the damn thing's over. Come on now. But Russ, I wanted to ask you something. I think we've had experience with boob coaches. Heupel's not a boob. I mean, but you at some point in the previous 3 idiots coach here's career, there was a moment where you were like, I don't think I may have been wrong. I might have sheeped it up a little too much. And this guy might not be able to get it done. Most of the time, it was a lot longer than it took me. But, Russ, are you starting to, in your mind, the ceiling that you had for Heupel, is it lowering?
The ceiling that I had for Heupel when? Because my ceiling
go ahead.
My ceiling for him was not very high to begin with because I found it to be an underwhelming hire. But then that changed when I saw the product that he put on the field and saw proof of concept, as they say in business.
Same.
And so, I don't think so. And as high as the ceiling for me was, I don't know that it was ever past 10-2. And so I think he can get back there. So I would have to say no. I still have very high expectations and hopes for him.
Okay, that's fair. You expect next year's got a pretty good receiving core coming back next year. Bishop be back. You should have pretty talented quarterbacks, young but talented quarterbacks. So, that's never been the issue. And I think one of the things that's kept you guys from catching on about the previous coaching staffs is there was always a personnel. Wait till he gets his personnel in here. Let him get his classes in here. Well, I'm thinking that's what we're seeing this year is a lot of times you guys are mistaking the injury. You're whitewashing the whole, defensive problems with the injuries. And I think our issues on defense are a lot deeper than personnel injuries. I hope I'm wrong. But I was listening to that god awful Tyler Ivins on the Animal this afternoon because I'm a Tennessee football fan. I've got to listen to something. You guys won't put anything out, so I'm listening to these guys, and he's talking about how, hey, you act like he didn't have a top 10 defense last year, and no one rebuts him. Like, okay, well, this is your fight. Is that the exception or the rule?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe last year's in the standard. This year certainly is in the standard. You got to find some middle ground, right? I would love to have the top 10 defense every year, but I think what you're looking for, Jamie, is that 2019 LSU formula where this is an offensive head coach. It's always going to be an offensive program. You want to have the kind of offense that you've had this year, the kind you had in 2022, with a defense that's talented and physical, but not necessarily dominant. I mean, we'd love to have that, but like you just got to be. Yeah, you want to hold your opponents to under 330 yards a game or so. Keep them right around 24 points or
24
so.
points.
Yeah,
yep.
Like we were at like 17 points a game last year, I think. And I don't know what it's up to this year. Feels like,
30,
28-ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
You just want to lower that down a little bit, and hopefully that will lead to championships, because that's what we're here for.
Can you imagine, though, if we're speaking honest to each other, can you imagine how bad Tim Banks' defense would be without Rodney Garner? His whole 5 years here. I mean, that's the wicked part. That's the nasty part of our defense. We've all known that. It's that front. The rest.
Well, we get after the passer. We had really good secondary play last year, Jamie. I think you're selling them short.
We did last one year. Yeah, one time.
Well, but here's the thing: like, Garner is a good coach, but as far as like the talent acquisition part of it, in the day and age of the revenue share in the NIL, I don't know if Rodney Garner getting to know the family and relating to I don't know if that's as important as it used to be, when you ought to be able to just money whip kids into coming to your school. So, I mean, it's just it's changing. We're trying to figure this thing out. I think we've got a pretty good guy. He's not the best guy. I want to see him get better. My ceiling for him is still pretty high, as you say, or as you ask me. And I hope he gets it right. It feels like he's heading towards a pivotal offseason.
I'm with you. And I want everything in the world to finally – I've been saying it since he's been here, man. I finally feel like we've got a guy good enough to do it. So I want to see him make it. I've invested my I'm rooting for him to win. I'm not doing like I did with the previous three and hoping they'll lose quick and lose bad so we can get rid of them. And those guys they all obliged except for Butch. But I hope that at some point he can. Like I've been saying to you for it seems like years now, it's like, man, you are so close. You've got, you're an offensive genius. What is with your problem with these, pre-snap penalties? These are things that can easily be corrected, and you'd be up there with the elites. It was just, his offense, top three. I don't know anybody else that does, ever since he's been here, we're in the top 5 every year in the country in scoring and yardage, and it's just, it's the little things, man. It's irking me. It's like we're so fucking close. And but yeah, and it's a good analogy with 2019 LSU. You don't, with the kind of offense we run, you ain't got to be elite, but you got to be good. You can't suck. That's all. And that's what we're doing. The out of position. How many times do we watch when the offense comes up to the line ready to snap the ball, and we got linebackers turning around talking to safeties with their backs to the line of scrimmage? Yeah. That's stuff you gotta clean up. Like, we can't do it, man. If you don't know where you're supposed to be, and the quarterback's under center, you just play. You put your foot there and you go, man. I mean, it's a lot better than having your back to the line of scrimmage. But we'll see next week, man. This is the same Florida team that got beat 38-7 against Kentucky, so they are capable of sucking. But what's funny is this is the worst Florida team I can remember in a long time, and we're in year 5 with Heupel, and we're afraid we're going to go get beat. Y'all hang in there.
That's one perspective to have.
Oh, man. JB was on one tonight, wasn't he?
I mean, he was.
Letting the chopper spray.
I like it. It's a good case for this Florida team to be the worst Florida team since I've been alive, since 2001.
I'm watching the game now. Kiffin is just pouting, or like just scowling on the sideline. He's so pissed off.
They got to punch it in here.
Bad body language.
Yeah, I mean, they're back on the goal line after another long
they will.
drive.
Yeah, they're about to score.
Yeah, I mean, they need to.
1st and goal at the 1, down 4 as they begin the 4th quarter in Oxford. we got to have the smoke show. Now we had the fireworks, and so like we're playing football now in a big cloud of smoke.
It's like soccer.
How about the cop at Texas A&M?
I didn't see this.
You haven't seen this?
Nick Harbor, I think.
What happened?
So Nick Harbor scores this long touchdown. By the way, how do you have that player freak show like that on your team and like you never get him the ball? But anyway, they hit like an 80-yard touchdown to Nick Harbor where he just outruns the entire Texas A&M defense. And he pulls who was the Miami guy who went up the tunnel?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
He runs up the tunnel at A&M, and his teammates go, and they're like, and he's acting like he's pulled a hammy or something.
Oh, my God, I see it.
And he's like coming, so they're like 4 South Carolina players coming out, and there's this cop, this Texas A&M guy, and he's got a cowboy hat on.
He's a state trooper, it looks like.
And he's like McGregor walking up there, and he goes out of his way.
Yeah.
Like we've watched it a million times now in slow-mo. He throws like a forearm at one of the Carolina players, and then he turns around and is like, get on out of here. Go. Go. Keep walking.
Like it was the guy that ran into him.
Yeah. And they're like, dude, what the fuck? Right? And
it's hilarious. Oh, my God.
Super Trooper over here.
That's so crazy.
The A&M police account, which is hysterical.
Oh,
like
they've
been money
account.
through the years. They said,
stuff.
we are aware of the situation. That trooper has been reassigned or something like that. Like he might have gotten fired that day.
That'd be unreal.
Which my question is, why are we still wearing cowboy hats in the Texas police?
Why not? I don't know. I mean,
why not? Like you're not a mythic figure, okay? Like if you're on a horse, then I guess you can wear a cowboy
hat. Well, they
hat.
Texas Rangers, right? Is that what they
Yeah,
call
but they're
them
not
down
on
there?
horses anymore. Like
That's true.
You don't see anybody walking around in a damn pirate costume anymore, do you? Why are these guys dressed up? Hey, Gus, get yourself a regular police hat together and quit acting like you own the damn place, all right?
Because they just don't want their ears to get sunburned. I mean, it could be as simple as that, but I mean,
get yourself some sunblock together.
True.
I don't know what to tell you.
You are a big sunblock enthusiast.
You got
to be.
Melanoma, it's a silent killer.
It truly is.
T-Carp is next. Go ahead, T-Carp.
Fellas, I really thought I was going to get a much harder version of Jamie there. I really thought I was going to get more of a Phil version of Jamie tonight, and I felt like he was.
Phil was the angriest caller so far. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
By far.
Yeah. Phil's like, it's all going to hell. Fire him now, and it's like, come on, Phil, you don't believe that. I love Phil. I've listened to Phil and Jamie and all them for a decade now. Phil doesn't believe.
Jamie's actually mellowed, if people can believe that. Because I've been talking to that guy for a long time, over 10 years. Phil too. Phil has gotten harder. He's intensified in his old age. Jamie used to be a damn fire breather all the time. Like we'd have some knockdown dragouts. He is actually mellowed through the years. So it's interesting how people go like their different way.
I really have to agree with Jamie. I do think Heupel has the potential to be really, really good because you see these offensive schemes and you see these guys running wide open. It's just the lack of discipline, the lack of actually doing it. It's the okay. You go back so many games. You look at that fourth down. The guy's wide open, hits your third string, tight end in the face mask. He doesn't catch it. I mean, the play is there. People are just not doing it. They're not executing. And I don't know who he's got to get in his, camp to do that. I look at some of the greats and I see. I know it sounds really dumb, but you look at Dolly Parton, okay? Dolly Parton's that sweet, oh, shucks thing. But Dolly Parton has people in her camp that are fire breathers, that make things happen, that are harsh horses rear ends.
Really?
You have to have that. Buddy, you don't think Dolly Parton has someone in her camp that is the mean one, she gets to be this all shucks person, but she's got a fire breather doing all her deals, making sure things get done the right way. You got to have that person.
Well,
And
I thought
think
we
that-
were kind of like, wasn't the narrative before the season was that Seth Littrell, he was the former head coach at North Texas. He was OC at Oklahoma last year, got fired in the middle of the season. Heupel's guy, they bring him in, and he was going to be the hard ass. He was going to be the guy who barked at people and all that stuff, and maybe he got fired for a reason last year. Because if that's his job, he's not very good at it.
Well, he can't get Boo Carter to show up on the sidelines.
Oh man!
I mean, we're this. I think it's just even that whole situation is an example of, hey, and everybody likes to get relaxed. Everybody likes to be comfortable, and I think we're really getting a little too comfortable, and we're seeing the fruits of that. You know, you reap what you sow, and we've sowed we've sowed a lot of we're chill, we're cool, we're go faster and not paying attention to details, and that's just killed us all year, and it sucks. And right now we've got these next two games are as unimportant as the rest of the season is. These two games are very important. And I don't know. I'm sitting here watching it. I don't know. Florida Lagway feels like, he remembered he's a 5-star and he's playing lights out. I don't know, man. We're just about to find out what's going to happen. And when Phil said that Pavia is going to plant that flag I just want to throw up even thinking about that. I'm not going to live in my nightmares. But man, right now they just need to figure some things out. And Heupel needs to, in the off season, he needs to make some changes. I'm not saying fire certain people, but there needs to be something different happen on defense. There needs to be some accountability happen some places.
He needs an accountability buddy.
Somewhere. He needs accountability buddy. He does.
South Park reference.
Yep. That's a good one.
He does. He may be doing too much. I don't know. But there's something that needs to happen. And by the way, if the vice president is going to show up in Maryville, which the traffic's already god awful, can he not show up at 6:30 and take? It took me 30 minutes to get from my apartment to from work to my apartment, which is less than a mile. It was god awful.
Damn, JD Vance got my boy T-Carp sitting on freaking Alkilia Highway for half an hour. Good grief.
JD Vance
was terrible.
Maryville today?
Was it yesterday? There was a wreck too. We had a trooper. He was in critical condition. Is he?
He's the word on the street is he'll be okay.
Good.
He's got a few broken bones.
Was he on a bike?
Right. Yes, he was on a he was on a bike. He got hit in the back by a THP guy, from what I heard.
It's scary.
But that's the word on the street is he'll be okay.
Good.
He's in critical, but he'll be okay.
And they had Maryville High School football going on up there too.
It was literally the worst thing I've ever. We had a little crash out mentally. It was kind of one of those like we're done, But everything will all be good. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, T-Carp. Appreciate it.
I didn't realize JD Vance was around.
Yeah, I know we got like listeners in L.A. and New York and stuff like that. They're like, Maryville traffic. That's cute, T-Carp. That's cute.
That's cute.
Atlanta, Chattanooga, even.
Oh man.
Texas just scored.
Tejas.
Yeah, I think they made it one score. Was it still
14-10?
14-10. McConaughey on the sideline.
Yep. Cowboy hat.
He's got that. Yeah, there's your cowboy hat.
We had a couple of people getting in a damn knockdown drag out in the chat on the YouTube.
For some reason, I can't see the chat from over here right now. What is going on?
I don't even know what they were. It was Jeremy, and what was the guy's name? I got to scroll up to find out. I think they finally stopped. I mean, it was It was nuts. This Eliza Gray, Blind Vegan Rescue. Jeremy and Blind Vegan Rescue just like took over the chat to where I had to stop looking at it.
Oh my God.
I don't know what they were going at it about, but they was mad.
Oh, that's good.
They was mad.
The one time I can't see the chat from
Big
this side
mad.
of the glass. I guess I'm glad I missed out.
I think we've got JD on the line.
Yeah.
Mr. Vice President, is that you?
Far from it. No, hey, it could be the Colonel E.H. Taylor talking right now, but am I allowed to make a positive phone call on this show tonight?
Absolutely. I mean, we've had one or two.
You're more than welcome
yeah.
to. It'd be great to hear some positivity.
So, and look, I know it's easy to watch, the games and make like hyperbolic, situational, things, like your comparisons and stuff like that. But, dude, I'm sitting out there tonight, and I'm watching Perlotti and Spielman, and I'm like, dude, with a great strength and conditioning program and an off season, why can't those guys go out and be a Raynoch Thompson, Eric Westmoreland outside linebacker combo next year?
All right. Well, let's game this out on defensively, because that's the one we know Heupel's not making any offensive coordinator changes. So for those of you who want Tim Banks fired, let's look at what you got coming back next year. You've got Caleb Herring, who started tonight. You got Jordan Ross. You've got Christian Gass, and whoever else you recruit, some highly touted edge rusher prospects, right? You've got Hobbs, 5-star defensive lineman going into his senior year, who's probably going to be asking for a big raise, but I think you're probably going to have to give it to him. You got Hobbs in there. You've got Nathan Robinson, I guess. You're going to have to go into the portal probably and find yourself a beast or two at that defensive tackle position. Then you got Weathersby and Marion Dye, who played a lot tonight. I think you're pretty set on the defensive line. You've got T-Lander. You've got Arian Carter might go pro. We'll see. But you're absolutely right. Perlotti, Jordan Burns. You've got some good-looking linebacker prospects. You got to go find yourself a safety. You're going to have Ty Redmond and Ricky Gibson at corner. You're going to have to go find some guys in the portal at defensive back. You're probably going to have Farouk back next year, I would imagine. So, you've got some nice pieces to work with if you can keep guys healthy and you add the right pieces in the portal. This thing is not broken, far from it. You've got some nice pieces to work with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sitting there looking at the back part of it, and like you said, you got to get you a defensive tackle, and you have got to they have got to put the money towards the safety and the star position, because that's the glaring need. But according to some of the recruiting rankings right now, you got the number one, if not the number two, linebacker class coming in next year, on top of what these young guys have already done this year. And that middle of the field, that 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, that 3rd and Banks issue that's been all this year, you give those guys another year, I'm sorry, forgive me for being positive for what we have moving forward in some key spots, going forward on the defensive side.
No, I kind of like it, and that's what you've got to hope for, is that some of these guys develop and you get the right pieces in the portal and all this stuff. But I don't anticipate them making any big changes, major changes with the coaching on that side of the ball, and that's their decision. I've been saying it, if it goes poorly, then Heupel will have to answer for that next year. And we've seen when it goes poorly, it can get away from you in a hurry. Ethan Utley on that defensive line, true freshman defensive tackle. Yeah, we think he's going to be good. So Isaiah Campbell, another 5-star defensive lineman that you got there. Yeah, I mean, you got some nice pieces.
Well, last thing I'll say is this. That hit that Perlotti put on that quarterback tonight, I would give anything for that to happen to Pavia in a couple weeks and just scramble his eggs fuck him up, and let's just enjoy Thanksgiving. Let's enjoy the turkey. Let's enjoy doing what we always fucking do, which is put Vandy down, and let's roll to a 9-3 season. Let's go beat up on some bitch-ass Big Ten team on New Year's Day. And, hey, if we're at a point where we're griping about a 9-3, 10-3 season, give me that every year, boys. I'll see you.
Love that.
JD calling for the harvesting of Diego Pavia's cerebral cortex.
I mean,
he wants his Abdullah oblongata.
I mean, like, what percentage of Vols fans don't feel the same way, would you say?
I mean, I don't want the guy to leave Neyland with CTE.
I don't want him.
Walker,
I don't want him to die on the field,
but,
or
yeah,
I don't want
mean,
him to get hurt. But
if
like,
he gets his bell rung a little bit, I mean,
like if he takes a hard shot today, like the New Mexico State quarterback, like you're not going to feel a little, yeah, take that. You're not going to feel a little bit of that.
Oh man, I feel like we get deeper into the show tonight. Maybe people are getting a little deeper into their bottles.
Maybe.
And we're hearing some stuff that we might not normally hear, that happens on Voluntary Reaction sometimes.
Are into the wee hours. We're closing in on 2.5 hours so far. It's definitely livened up in the past half hour to hour with the calls for sure. It's been nice. A good breath of fresh air of positivity from JD though. 9-3 beating Florida on the road is not a bad season. It's not. Like, end of story. We would have taken this 4 months ago.
It's just how likely is that? I don't know, man.
I'm not saying it's going to happen.
You're right. If Heupel can land this plane, I mean, you ever seen Airplane?
Yes, I have.
Ted Stryker.
Sweating.
Sweat pouring down.
Yep.
You got the inflatable co-pilot over here. You got Leslie Nielsen telling you what to do. You got Robert Stack, coaching you up back in the pull up, Stryker. You're coming in too low.
Turbulence.
Yeah, we're trying to land this damn thing, and it doesn't look great, but it's doable.
We can land it.
If he lands it, and we get to 9-3,
possibly 10 with a bowl.
Solid season, very solid.
Yep.
Not a great season. We're not hanging any banners, but that's what everybody thought we would be. Everybody who knew anything thought this team is like 9-3, 8-4 coming into the season. That's still possible.
Yep. As long as we don't crash this thing into the Hudson, we'll be pretty good.
Don't pull a Sully.
We don't want to pull a Sully. By the way, quick movie thing, though.
Actually, Sully was good in that, right? He hit some birds like he was.
Yeah.
It
was not his fault.
He saved a lot of souls, so we shouldn't disparage Sully.
No, but landing in an airport is much better than landing in the river.
Land in the river.
We don't want to land in the river.
Heupel can save a lot of souls in this situation.
Heupel can save a lot of souls.
Heupel is at the controls of the plane.
He's hit some birds this year.
He's trying to figure out. He's not a pilot. What do you want? He's trying to land this plane.
He's trying to figure it out. You just got to get it from point A to point B. However we get there.
The pilots are down and out. Heupel's taking over.
Does anybody know how to fly this plane? No, but I run a hurry up, no tunnel offense. I got this.
Full
I
speed
got
ahead.
this.
Full throttle.
Full throttle.
I mean, if I'm on a plane and I'd rather have Heupel flying it than me, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
No.
The dude almost won a Heisman. He did win a Heisman. Like he's got what? Did he win a Heisman?
He did, I believe.
No, he was
No,
second.
he
He
was
was
second.
next to
Finalist.
Winky.
He was a
He
finalist.
was second to Winky.
No, he won a national championship.
He did. That's better.
It's true.
I want a national championship winning quarterback than my goofy, uncoordinated ass.
I'd love that. I'd like that guy to land my plane.
Stupid. Let's get Stevie in here next. Stevie, you're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead, Stevie.
Russell!
Stevie!
Guys, there's a lot of playing content there that I'm just not going to go to. I heard Bears got the stomach bug. Is that true?
Well, funny thing is he had the stomach bug earlier today, and then he called into the show and said he was feeling a lot better after the game.
Funny
what
how
do
that
you
works
do?
out.
The
It's funny.
uniform combo for today?
Wow.
What are we doing? I turned on the
Voluntary
TV
Reaction.
today,
What are you
guys,
doing?
Around... I'm trying to do a soliloquy, Russell. You know I have these opening things. I've been calling in for what? Russell, I turned on the game today at like 4:45 because I was honestly forgot about it, and I texted my buddy, as Danny Plainview says, and I said, "Which team are we?"
What do you mean? Which team are we? We're the team that won 42-9.
Well, the team, their uniforms were white and black. Ours was like dark gray and light gray and heather gray and, striped with a little orange on the back. What are we wearing? What are we doing?
It's a salute to service. What, you don't support the troops?
I think I said this early in the summer. If that's supporting the troops, I feel really bad for the troops, Russ. That thing's disgusting.
Come on, Stevie.
I'll put the pole in the field. I thought the uniforms were pretty cool myself.
Oh,
I like them.
Stevie's going to go vote
You going to buy
10
buy
times.
one, Russ? If you like it, buy it, Russell.
I'm not a jersey guy. I don't buy any jerseys.
Buy a jersey.
That's even worse.
Oh.
I can't be jersey
Russell?
guy.
No, you can't be jersey guy.
Russell, I've been on the All Trails app all afternoon today looking up some nature hikes for us. Are you good meeting in Athens next Saturday, halfway?
I don't know, Stevie. I won't think about it.
Okay.
I'm going to think about
just
it.
let me know. Guys, if our coach leaves at the end of the year, will we be happy, sad, or indifferent?
Distraught. We'll be
Distraught?
so sad. What are we talking about,
You
Stevie?
want Heupel to leave?
No, I'm simply asking the question. I've not given my opinion yet.
If he left, I wouldn't be Tony Vitello devastated,
Right.
but it would be a setback because
Sure.
you're going into the unknown. You're spinning the wheel of coaches,
Especially this year.
in a year where LSU and Florida are also in the same market. So you're going to go young, up and comer, unproven guy, and that can go south, man. It's more likely that it's going to go south than it's going to go up.
I think that's the poll, Russ, that we need to ask the fan base is how would you feel if you left? Like, no, obviously he's not going to get fired after this year, but, if he takes a Penn State job like that one reporter was saying, or, is there even a possibility he gets another SEC interview or anything like that he entertains? Like, have there been any stirrings about that?
If one of these schools doesn't get the guy they want, would LSU get down their list? Would he call? Would he?
Right.
Yeah.
Would they call? Would he answer? Would he listen? I don't know. Nobody knows. I don't think so. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he wants to leave, but you never know. We've seen enough crazy things happen in college football over the years not to say, just dismiss anything out of hand.
I'm sorry to be the opposite of JD, but we keep seeing the same things, and he refuses to change. And I love Heupel. He's obviously a competent guy.
What do you want to see him change?
He needs to switch up the staff, and I think he needs to hire an offensive coordinator that's going to tell him no, or tell him to call a timeout, or take over play calling of some capacity.
Stevie, we've had maybe the best offense in college football over the last 5 years. You want him to hire a different OC?
No. I need someone for him that's going to help him manage the game. Because we can say this all we want, but I would be curious to see his SEC numbers, especially besides 2022. I don't think he's got good game management. I don't think that's far-fetched to say, obviously. We've talked about it all year. And he needs someone to yell in his ear to call a timeout or go for it or don't go for it or kick the field goal or don't kick the field goal. That's clearly lacking, and it clearly not gotten better, no?
I'm not opposed to having a time cop coach on the staff.
Jamie.
I just don't think.
Put Jamie on the staff.
I don't think he's going to. You hire Josh Heupel to come in here and run your team. You hire him to call the plays. You hire him for offense and call the timeouts. That's a part of that because you do that on offense. Mostly. So, like, he's not going to give up that power, that authority.
Sure.
And I don't know that he should. Make the field goal. We beat Georgia. We're still in the playoffs. What do you want?
I want him to make the field goal. But here's the thing, Russell. Another thing, he's obviously not good at developing or evaluating talent, and he needs a recruiting coordinator that's going to go out and get quality at quarterback, because clearly that's been off since. I mean, Hendon Hooker fell in his lap, as we talked about. I have no hope in Faison. I have no hope in McIntyre. There's so much unknown. His refusal to play the young guys unless he has to. His refusal to really raid the portal. Now, the few portal pieces he picked up seem to be okay, right? But we just need more of it. We're going to take that next step. And I don't think that's too much to ask, but here's the deal with him. He won't do it. He's not doing it. And that's the frustrating part. I like Heupel, but he's refusing to take the next step for himself.
Well,
am I wrong?
I think
We're gonna
so.
split hairs here?
I think so. I think you're wrong.
Oh.
I think you're being too hard. I think you're frustrated, and rightfully so. I'm frustrated. We're all frustrated, but I think you're kind of, this guy wants to win. Like, he's a competitor.
I agree. I want to be skinny, Russell. Here's what we'll do, okay? Next week, I'll go easy, medium, hard hike, Russell. You let me know distance. You let me know elevation gain, and I'll pump it into ultras, and we'll figure out from there.
What if it's a night game? You're going to go night hiking?
I love night hiking.
Headlamps. They're going to announce.
I've got a little night light for Wrigley.
They're going to announce kickoff right after this game, right? We're going to know here in an hour or so what time Florida game kicks off.
I think so, yeah. Probably after we're off air, or maybe right when we're about to.
And it's going to be 3:30 or 7.
Yep.
Or 7:30. Is it going to be? It's going to be mid-afternoon or evening.
3:30, perfect time.
We want afternoon. We want 3:30.
Oh, for sure.
Badly.
We do not want a night game.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen how Heupel fares in big games on the road at night, and anybody who's player or coach will tell you, like, the worst thing in the world about those road games is sitting around the hotel all day. They want to get up and play. When you're on the road, you want to get out there and play.
You're my boy, Russ.
You're my boy, Blue.
All right.
All right.
Easy, medium, hard. Elevation. Distance.
Thanks, man.
What is Kiffin doing right there?
Appreciate you, Stevie. Kiffin, to update if you're not watching, Kiffin just went for it on 4th and goal, up 3 points with 2.5 minutes left. Didn't get it. Now Florida has the ball down 3 at their own 3-yard line.
I mean, I don't think being up 6.
It's one.
Yeah, but now you can go at least get a field goal and send it to overtime. You don't have to go try and score.
It is a decision that was made. But whether it was the right one, I could not tell you. We will not know yet. And also, Texas scored a little bit ago. It's 14-10 in that one. So Texas showing a little life. God, this really was just an awesome weekend of college football outside of our game. Everyone else played a great game.
I mean, like, I don't think that our game was some. I don't think our game was some tragedy.
No, it wasn't. It just wasn't entertaining.
It wasn't the fight. Like, I would have loved to have won 70-9. But even if you win 70-3 today, are we in here like, oh yeah, man,
no,
we're ready now? Like, we got it. Let's come on, guys. We beat New Mexico State. It was decisive. It wasn't close. It wasn't the blowout that we didn't cover. But we weren't sitting around there in the fourth quarter or really at any time in the game thinking, oh, man, like, it's a game. Like, we grinded it up, spit them out. And, like, what Stevie's talking about is what we've all been talking about, and the details, and it's sloppy and it's frustrating. But who this guy is. I am not with I don't know about you guys, but the whole Heupel needs to turn over play calling.
No.
I do not want that at all.
Play calling has not been our issue.
Like, I think that's
in situations, though.
I think that's
what
his
people
strength.
are talking about.
I think that's Heupel's strength. I love the offense. No, it's not perfect. It gets sloppy and bogged down at times, but generally speaking, it has been very good. It's better than most. I'd like him to tighten some things up. But by the way, did David Sanders, did he come back in the game after that?
I didn't see him leave the game.
They thought it was David Sanders. It was actually Wendell Moe that was down.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it was Moe.
That's
It was
right.
Moe.
Moy.
Moy, yeah.
No, I don't think he came back in. I think Perry had to go
That was
in.
a horrible
for him.
third quarter
That's
for
a
us.
bad injury, man. If we're missing Moy,
Kitzelman.
he's our road grader.
Yeah, man. We're going to have to.
And Florida, probably, I would say the strength of their team is they're nasty up front on defense.
Well, as you say that, the Ole Miss guy's got like 300 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
What's it, Lacey?
I
don't know.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lacey's.
Kiwan.
Yeah, he's got
Lacey?
like almost 300 yards on the ground.
Yeah. Georgia just scored too, by the way, so they went up 2 scores. That game's probably over.
All right, guys, is that it?
Yeah, we don't got any calls right now.
All right, man. Appreciate everybody for calling in, making it work for us tonight. Appreciate the Griffin Law Firm for sponsoring the Voluntary Reaction. Big thanks to Brett today coming in on short notice.
Thank
Happy
you,
to
Brett.
help. Yep, happy to help.
And just FYI, if we lose to Florida, I bet Bear and Davey are going to get sick again for the Vanderbilt game. So if you want to go ahead and be thinking about that,
put that in your calendar.
I'm not in town next weekend, so they better be here.
All right, boys. Walker, bring home the ship tomorrow. 1 Knox.
That's right.
Yeah, man. One more shout out. There's still some standing room tickets left for that one. It's gonna be awesome. I want to win it so bad. I want it so bad.
You can watch it right on SEC.
Yeah,
ESPN Plus.
Yeah, ESPN Plus. It'll be streaming. If you're not there, watch it. It's gonna be a great time. Cheer on.
1 Knox Soccer is playing in the league championship against Spokane,
Washington,
at the Covenant Health Park, downtown Knoxville. It's almost a sell. All the seats are sold out. You've got SROs, so get in there and let's do this thing. Boys, we love you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here tonight. Be safe out there. This has been the Voluntary Reaction on Fan Run Radio.